right, what is up, everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another Player Essence Cross Nintendo. We are at episode 143 of this epic, long, everlasting journey that is called Player Essence. Thank you guys so much for joining me for all of these years. Since 2012, I've been running these shows. So shout outs to all of you guys for being here. Appreciate that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the music. We played some Torna, the Golden Country, the Gourmet theme, and then we also played Castlevania 4, Simon's theme epic rock cover. That is not the original music from the game. It is remixed from a soundtrack, so just make sure you look up that Castlevania 4, Simon's theme epic rock cover. If you're wondering about where I get a lot of the music, like the remixes, just check out the epic rock cover, and you guys know who I'm talking about. It's like Frederick, his name is Frederick or something like that. Frederick Hallbetter music. Anyway, obviously he's very talented, you know, guitarist dude. So make sure you check out his channel when you guys get the opportunity. He does a lot of cool remixes on video games. So anyway, what's up to everybody here? How's everybody doing today? We got a packed house, 80-something people. We'll get more people as they file in. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this illustrious day. Today is September 28th, 2018, Dragon Ball Fighters Day. I was too lazy to go out there and get it, so I might get it tomorrow. I might not. I'm not really sure. Who knows? Who knows if I'll get it? Whenever I just feel like going out there and getting it. Maybe I'll just buy it on Amazon and have it come to my front porch. Maybe I'll just buy it on Best Buy, have it come to my front porch, just like I did Torna. I was too lazy to go buy Torna physical in stores. Just bought it, waited a week for it, but then I got it. So yeah, it's interesting. We'll see what happens. Let me get my shout outs to everybody. We got a lot of people here. Rogaine Essence, let's go. Heck yeah, man. Got to use that Rogaine. You want to grow your hair back. Shout outs to Black China Man, Christ Son. How's it going? Shout outs to Aron. What's good? Elite Ninja Aron. Good to see you here. PB says, what a time to be alive. Absolutely. Buck Bumple Essence says, just won your first game. Shout outs, man. Getting better at Soul Calibur. That's good. Let's see here. Robert, what's good, man? How's it going? DJ Double Trouble. How's it going? Xeno Official. What's good? Kitty Michaels. What's up? Yes, that was Castlevania. Castlevania 4. Simon's theme. Epic rock cover. Yes, it was. G5. What's good? How's it going, my guy? A Gamer. How's it going? KJ2399. What's up? El Chupacabra, Chuba 06. What's good, man? Moe, what's good? Jazzy, what's up, Jazzy? M. Williams, what's good? Black God, what's good? NR Merritt, what's up, man? How's it going? Elite Ninja NR Merritt in the house. Shout outs to you here, man. Thank you for coming out to the stream. Torna Boys, let's go. PB, Santiago 316, what's good? Party Man, what's up, man? I think I'm going to play Smash tonight, guys. So if you want to play some Smash, I think we're going to do some round robins. So if you guys want to play some Smash, I'll be on Twitch. We're going to play some Smash tonight with some round robins if you guys want to play. That's what I think actually, yes, I will be playing on Twitch with some round robins gameplay. So you guys just won't be playing against me. You guys will be playing against each other as well. So we'll do some round robins for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So if you guys want to play tonight, let me know. Is it Trezzy? Trequizzy? YT, what's good? Alonzo Vines, I'm doing good, man. How you doing today? Let's see here. A Gamer, once again. John Shepard, what's good? Sean Diamond, what's good? Elite Ninja Sean Diamond, how's it going? Donald Anderson, what's good? Fairy Tiger, my boy, what's good, Fairy Tiger? You got a new profile or a new icon. I didn't recognize you at first, but then I saw all the wrenches and all the Makiku Sharingan. Good to see you here, man. I know it's late. The Viking Nation has showed up. What's good, man? Oh, you're making Swedish meatballs. Nice. I saw that on Twitter, actually, that you were making those. Cool. Kid Rattata, what's good? How's it going? Hotaru, 345, good to see you back. Good morning. Oh, you're in some other part of the world. J-Doll Love Money, what's good? You need to buy a Switch. Yeah, you need to buy a Switch. Now would be a great time to buy a Switch. If you do not have a Switch, that would be a great time to buy a Switch. Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of good games already out on the system. I can stream on YouTube and Twitch, but according to my partnership that I have with Twitch, I can't stream them at the same time, no. So, I mean, it's technically possible for me to stream on YouTube at Twitch, but since I have a partnership with Twitch, affiliate partnership, I am not allowed to stream multi-stream. Nelson, what's good, Nelson? Such Samurai Nation. Okay. Holding down the workout. All right. Let's do it. Good job, man. Shout outs to you. Braxton, what's good, Braxton? How's it going, man? Donald Anderson, good to see you here, man. Good to see you guys here. You guys are really showing up today. Shout outs. Xeno12, what's good? What's good? I'm probably not going to stream Yokai Watch 3. I need a 3DS capture card to do it. I'm not going to do that. I'll probably play it, but I'm not gonna stream it. I'm not gonna waste my time streaming Yokai Watch 3. Yokai Watch 4, absolutely. Yokai Watch 3, nah. But hold on to questions, guys, till the very end. Hold on to questions till the very end. We'll do the Q&A at the end. That's why I always put, like, if you look at the title of the show, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at the title. It says Q plus Q&A. Q&A's at the very end. So hold on to your random questions, guys. If I start answering random questions, it's just gonna deviate. So, oh God, Jesus Christ! You already got a Toby Bluster! Yo, that freaking scared me. Fury Tiger. Oh my God. I was just trying to get through my little initial spiel. Shout outs to Fury Tiger, the Viking Nation, with those late night dollars. Put your dollars. I haven't done this in a while. In your pockets. Oh, guys, let me go get something for you guys. We need to do a little review. First of all, Fury Tiger says, let's do this. Play Baten Kaitos Origins, the Valedictory Edge. Okay. Alegi. I can't say that. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, I'm going to play this music for you guys, and then I'm going to go get a product. We need to review a product because I got a brand new product, and it is really good. Give me a second, guys. Let me get this music going for you first. This is a great game. Baten Kaitos Origins, a great game. It's a great Valedictory. Anyway. Ooh, there's a Super Smash Brothers one too. No, not Ice-T. Let me know how it sounds, guys. Let me know how that sounds. All right, give me 1 second. No food? No food, guys. Today we've got an actual product to talk about today. Trust me, I'm giving you guys some great advice. So, for those people who are having problems with deodorant has been a problem of mine. It jacked up one of my shirts. I've been buying like the Old Spice deodorant. Jacked up one of my shirts. Jacked up a bunch of my workout shirts. But I have found a new deodorant and it is great. And it's called Dove Men Care Clean Comfort 1/4 Moisturizer Technology 48-hour protection. Here it is right here. Fantastic deodorant. Doesn't leave your shirts all jacked up. Nice and thin. Great. It really does last for a long time. Like, dude, I put this on at the beginning, like in the morning. Went to the gym, came back, and was still smelling really good. It's like super, like it's like a jelly thing. It's like super light, and it doesn't jack up your shirts, and it smells really good. You guys can't smell it, but I can smell it, and it smells fantastic. Really good deodorant if you're having problems. Now it's a bit pricey. It's a bit pricey, and no, this is not a new sponsor, guys. If it was sponsored, I'll let you guys know. This is not sponsored. I'm just telling you guys some good information here. Listen. It's a bit pricey. The double pack is about $9. Well, in California, the tax makes it higher, so it's about $8 or whatever. So not too bad, but I mean, you can get a single pack, like a single for like $5 something. So it's definitely a little bit more expensive, but it's absolutely worth it. Dove Men's Plus Care Clean Comfort Deodorant. Fantastic deodorant, guys. I'm absolutely loving it. Been using it for the past like 3 or 4 days. Not been having the chalky buildup. Not been discoloring my shirts. It's great, and it keeps me dry throughout the podcast. So very good. Screw that Old Spice stuff. Screw Speed Stick. Those are Garbo. That's what I've been using. Those are Garbo. Devs Men Plus Care. Fantastic, man. Fantastic stuff. So definitely. Anyway, you guys are looking for deodorant? Definitely. So shout outs to Fury Tiger and the Viking Nation with the $15 donation. I really do appreciate that, Fury Tiger, representing for the Viking Nation. And yeah, this is a great song, dude. I love this song. It's really good. Get that. I think we had some Baten Kaitos news this week. So yeah, absolutely. It's great to see that. Definitely not sponsored by Dub. I wish I was, guys. Trust me. If I was sponsored by, hey, yo, guys, I'm getting sponsored here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's coming in. I want free deodorant. I want free Arizona iced tea. But the thing about it is that I'm not sponsored by these people. So that's the thing. I'm just giving you guys some good products to go check out yourselves. That's all. Yeah, Pure Sport messes up. Yeah, that Pure Sport stuff messes up your shirts. I think Old Spice in general messes up your shirts. Old Spice is good for, like, you put like you're going out to like dinner or something, you put it just a little bit on and you know you're not going to be there for more than like a few hours. That's what Old Spice is good for. Other than that, Old Spice is kind of garbo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of garbo. Doves with all their stuff, their like their shampoo, their conditioner, everything is much better, in my opinion, but it costs more. So yeah. Sponsored dollars are nice. They are nice. I wish I got more. I wish I got Eddie. I haven't done a sponsored like paid sponsorship in a long time. So yeah. Old Spice does have some dope commercials. That's true. Old Spice does have. They have great commercials, but their deodorant is not that great. It's not that great. So that's the problem. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and let's get into more of the content here. Shout outs to Fairy Tiger once again for the music. That was the Valedictory Alegi. That was a Super Smash Bros. Version, so appreciate that. Oh snap! What is this? Yo, we've got the Viking Nation coming through. Miss Big R with the Toby Blaster. Robert Big R, double R, becoming the stream. I think you're the stream boss. Definitely the stream boss, and also the top ninja. Stream boss and top ninja for the stream with a $20 donation. Shout outs to the Viking Nation. Guys coming through. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Says, I believe the Viking Nation is here. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the Viking Nation, you guys look forward to tomorrow because I'll have some streams for you guys. The Viking Nation and International Essence. We'll have some morning streams for you guys tomorrow. So look forward to that as well. Look forward to that. Well, it'll be morning for me, but for you guys, it'll be nice time in the afternoon or evening. So it'll be a good time. So look forward to that, guys. So shout outs. Thank you for the Toby Blaster. Thank you for the thank you guys for the you guys using those emotes. You didn't miss anything, Solo Watson. Did not miss anything at all. Did not miss anything at all. All right, so let's go and get into the first content here, guys. Shout outs to Robert. You guys give some love to Robert, Big R, the Viking Nation. Hashtag Viking Nation. Give some love to them. Representing, supporting the village. Appreciate that, guys. Really, really do appreciate that. Especially because YouTube's whack, dude. That's why I'm doing Twitch more. YouTube's absolutely whack. My algorithm is jacked. Like, it is, like, the more you live stream, I've heard, like, I've been talking with some people, the more you live stream, the more your algorithm just gets more jacked and more jacked to the point to where it's just, it's, like, ridiculous. So, yeah, YouTube, like, I really hate their algorithm system. Like, it should really be based on, like, man, it needs to be based on something else. Their algorithm's trash, dude. I hate it. I can't stand YouTube's algorithm. It's really jacking things up on the channel. But shout outs to you guys for watching the live streams. Appreciate that. The live streams are doing really well, and everything like that. But I mean, it's just YouTube's lame-o. That's why I'm gonna do Twitch more. Maybe in a next year or two, I don't know. I might completely be on Twitch. Just got to see how Twitch goes. I got to stream more on Twitch. Anyway, let's get into the actual content here for the stream. So Metroid Prime 4. I did a video yesterday talking about Metroid Prime 4, or was it today? No, I did a video yesterday in my live stream, and then I also did a separate video talking about Metroid Prime 4 today. That was today. Talk about a bunch of stuff, and it's really, really cool because Reggie Fils-Aimé was recently with Jeff Keighley and also Wolfgang Puck, the celebrity chef. And they all took a picture together. And of course, the hype train kind of started getting going from there because guess what? Reggie Fils-Aimé was wearing a Metroid shirt. So and the tweet was like, see you in December. So essentially it was saying like, hey, Game Awards, Reggie's wearing, Reggie's wearing a Metroid Prime shirt or a Metroid shirt. Like, Metroid's going to be there. And I said this in my video that I did. Make sure you check that video out if you haven't already done so. I said this in my video. I was like, yo, like I think Reggie's definitely teasing something here, because if you look at last year, like the attitude that Nintendo brought to that Game Awards, like they wanted to show off their gritty or their mature game, so they waited all the way till the end of the year last year to reveal game Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2, and Bayonetta 3, but Bayonetta 1 and 2 came out, I think, in that February or something like that. Yeah, so it came out in that February. So Nintendo waited all the way till about 2 months before launch to reveal Bayonetta 1 and 2. So they could do the exact same thing with Metroid Prime Trilogy. They can wait all the way till December, and then Metroid Prime Trilogy could easily be, which I didn't say this in my video, but I was thinking about it a little bit more. Metroid Prime Trilogy could easily be a February 2019 game, you know? So that's something that I thought, like, people think that, you know, Nintendo can be unpredictable, and they can, but sometimes they are predictable. Sometimes this might be a predictable thing that they're gonna do here with this. You never know. That's the thing about, that's what makes them unpredictable. You don't know when they're gonna do the predictable thing. You don't know when there's gonna be unpredictability. Like, you have no idea with Nintendo. So I think they really just pulled like a low-key, like hint, you know what I'm saying? Not even low-key, like a pretty obvious hint, like, oh, we're gonna be doing this. So interesting, very interesting, to say the least. So what do you guys think about this, with this whole Reggie Fils-Aimé wearing the Metroid Prime shirt and all of that? We will have a guest in a little bit on the channel. I think I'm gonna have him on, I think, at like around 6:15 p.m. my time. I told him 6. We're gonna have ShadowFox on just for a bit to talk about the Nintendo Switch Online. So I'll send him. I'm gonna text him real quick. So yeah, we're gonna have ShadowFox on to talk about the online, because he's been saying a lot of stuff and nobody's really been listening to him. So I want to let him talk, and I'll kind of give him a little mini interview on his opinions on that. He's a tech guy. He's a tech expert guy. So we'll have him on later. I'm letting him know that I'll send the link to him on Twitter, and then he'll be able to hop in. Let's see here. Dumb Guy Gaming says, don't you think Wolfgang Puck being in the pick has to do with something with Overcooked 2? No, I don't think so. Overcooked 2 is already out, Dumb Guy Gaming. So if you're talking about the Game Awards in December, I mean, do you mean like a Overcooked 3? But I don't think Wolfgang Puck has anything to do with Overcooked 2. And even so, even if it was, that doesn't mean that there isn't anything to do with Metroid. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't like, that doesn't take away the fact that Reggie's wearing a Metroid shirt. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see how Wolfgang Puck all of a sudden does not take away the fact that Reggie's wearing, that doesn't take away the fact that Reggie's wearing a Metroid shirt, no matter how many Wolfgang Pucks you put in that picture, you know? Let's see here. Aaron says, or it could be Cookie Mama, dude, you know? Let's see. Aaron says, player says, it's a hint towards Metroid Prime 4 coming exclusively to PS5. Well, I don't think so, because there's no PS, oh snap, what the heck? Yo, Fairy Tiger, he's going, my boy jumped up over with this Toby Blaster! Yo, Fairy Tiger showing the love for the village. Dropping, what is that, 40 at this point? Dropping another Tobimus Blaster, blasting his own friend right off of the leaderboard right there, becoming the top ninja. And I think it's going to update. It's definitely going to update. We're going to become the stream boss there. So shout outs. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. You guys give some love to the Viking Nation. Fairy Tiger, big R, but Fairy Tiger with a $25 donation, top ninja for the stream. And he also says, play Bots Kaitos, Condemnation of Darkness. Condemnation of Darkness. Okay. All right, we will definitely do that for you, man. So let's see here. You know, here's the thing, guys, and we can talk about Sony we'll talk about Sony at the end in the Q&A. We can talk about them. But I think that they're really moving on to the PS5, guys. That's really what it comes down to. They don't have, I mean, you saw their E3 last year. I mean, they don't really have much to show. They're really moving on to the PS5. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to show I think they're going to show the PS5 next year. And maybe it comes out in 2020 or something like that. Or maybe they show the PS5 at the very end of next year and then it comes out in, I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't think they got a lot more games. I think they're really just going to let third party kind of take this one out. Maybe they'll have another big game or two for next year. But that's really it. I mean, people talked about how great of a year Sony had. Sony had literally like this whole year in terms of first party games. They had Detroit, they had God of War, and they had Spider-Man. They had 3 games. They had 3 big games for the year. Detroit, God of War, Spider-Man. First party games. You know? And that was it. And it was like, oh, Sony's the best year ever. What? I'm like, they had 3 games. They They had 3 first-party games, and Detroit's one of those weird Detroit type of games, you know. So, you know, whatever. But that, like I said, not trying to hate, just saying, just give my opinions. Give my opinions. That's it. Let's see. Double Trouble says, player, since this may sound unusual, but I'm humbly hoping that Metroid Prime 4 isn't going to be M-rated. If it is, oh well. Nintendo is not going to make Metroid Prime 4 M-rated. If Sony won't even make Uncharted M-rated, why is Nintendo going to make Metroid M-rated? Why? What is the benefit? I don't see why some people ask for it. I know you're saying you're not asking for it, but I don't see the benefit of making Metroid M-rated. I don't see why that's a good idea. There's no good idea. That's not a good idea to make Metroid M-rated. It's not really a good idea to make any game M-rated, but some games may be better off for that. But, I mean, if you can make your game not M-rated, it's better to make your game not M-rated than it is to make it M-rated. When you make your game M-rated, it immediately cuts off certain people from buying the game, like, whenever, like, as soon as they can. They might need to take somebody there. If you can remove the barriers of the person buying the game, then it makes it easier for them to get it, you know? And making a game M-rated makes it to where you need to be 17 years old, which happened to me all the time, guys. When I was younger, I could not go buy games. There's times where I had the money to go buy a game. Bruh, I didn't have a ride to the freaking game store, so I didn't end up buying the game. I ended up waiting and just going to the store when I could buy a game that I could buy. So there were some games that I just didn't buy at the time, like when brand new, and I'd wait till it was used, or I'd wait till, you know, like my mom took me, or like, you know, parents' friend took me, or something like that. So I mean, there's no point in making the game M-rated. There's no point. I don't know if they added that dude to the Metroid development team, bro. We don't really know anything about it, to be honest. We don't know anything about it. You said, I honestly don't see the need for newer consoles soon because there probably many technical differences. Well, I think that third-party developers want newer consoles just because it's already been, what, how many years has it been now? It's been 5 years, so it's kind of going on that, you know, 5 to 8 year. That's when you usually start hearing about newer console talk, you know. But tech's always evolving, and you know, developers always want more power, more this, more that. So, I think this could probably be the biggest cross-gen, like the longest and biggest cross-gen period that we've ever had. You know, usually for the first year and a half or so, you'll see a lot of games between both systems. But I think with this upcoming generation, you might see games like continuously be PS4, Xbox One, PS5, Xbox One, whatever, next Xbox for like 3 or 4 years. It might run deep into the next generation, you know. So I think that's going to be maybe the difference between them. So yeah, the PS5 logo is on the back of Reggie's shirt. It's on the back. How do you know it was on the back? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know it was on the back? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know, my boy? Oh, snap. Okay. Oh, my God. What the heck is this? Yo, the Viking Nation coming up. Can't even do my hand signs right. I'm getting flustered. Toby Blaster. Yo, shout outs to Robert. Big R. Yo, the Viking Nation. Yo, thank you guys for the love. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Because I heard that in December, there will be a huge Viking blast. Where you at, Theory Tiger? Oh, now they're talking. Now they're friendly smack talking back and forth. Although Theory Tiger is the street. Wait, hold up. Oh no, Robert is actually the street. Never mind. Robert's the top ninja. Robert's the top ninja with 40. With 40. Wait, no, they're tied because I can't count. They're both tied. They're both the top ninjas. So we'll just put the Viking Nation. They're both the top. They're both the top. They both at the top, man, because I can't count. Because I literally can't count. We're just gonna put that above my head. Here we go. We're just gonna put that above. Let's put the Viking Nation above right there. Shout outs. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that, Viking Nation. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. Like I said, that's why, I mean, I appreciate you guys. That's why we're doing early morning live streams for you guys tomorrow as well. So, pretty cool, man. So what else? You guys have anything else to say about Metroid? A lot of you guys are just saying all sorts of other stuff. So you guys have anything to say about Metroid or what you guys want to see from there? Shoutouts, Jetty. You guys tag me at Player Essence. I thought you guys would have a little bit more to say about Metroid. Are you guys not Metroid fans? I thought you guys had a little bit more to say about it. If not, we can move on to the next topic. That's cool. But I mean, I thought you guys wanted to sound off a little bit more because, you know, I don't respond to you guys' comments in the videos. So, I'm doing good, Saab Vasquez. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. We're all good here. We definitely been losing some subs. So, I mean, the whole drama that went down definitely hurt us a little bit. Some people, I mean, I call those people frauds or flakes anyway. But like, you know, the fake, like, you know, the slander, the fake homophobia tweets and, you know, stuff like that definitely hurt us a bit. We lost some subs, not quite doing so good with the subs and stuff today. So, but I mean, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. Like, that ain't even like, that's not even gonna phase me. We'll rebound with that. But you know, that's why I say, like, I gotta realize that I can't get, like I said, it's my fault though, because I gotta realize that I can't get tilted when people lie, because people are gonna lie, right? So when I get tilted, then I end up saying things that I probably shouldn't say. So I mean, we lost a little bit, but that's okay. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. Let's see here. Not a Metroid fan at all. Oh, not at all a Metroid fan. You're not a Metroid fan? Okay. MSH says, I would like to see multiple controller options for Metroid Prime Trilogy. Well, I think they would have to, right? I mean, otherwise it'd be kind of weird to play. I mean, like, how do you play it in portable mode? You know? So I think that, like, I would hope that they would do, yeah, like the regular standard controls that they had back on the GameCube, and then also if they want to add in, you know, motion or whatever with the, you know, with the Joy-Cons, they can do that. Absolutely. Good comment. Solo Watson says, never played Metroid game, but I'm excited to possibly see something. Okay, well, that's good. There's a first time for everything, Solo Watson. You know. MIL Cookie though says, players, how about we get a port of Samus Returns from the 3DS to the Switch? I'd actually really like that. Or like a Super Metroid. Like how about Mercury Steam? They do like a remake of Super Metroid. That would be dope too. Or a remake of some of the game, like the Game Boy Advance, like Zero Mission. Like that'd be cool. That's the original Metroid game, the original Metroid, and then added in content. That'd be really cool. Big S says, any more news on Samus' brother in the new Metroid? You just like made that up. Zema Duvant says, players since Metroid Other M and Federation Force. I talked about that in my video today. I was like, yo, what if they bring over Metroid Other M and Federation Force? I'd be completely down for that. You know, I'd be down for it. Pardon me, says, you expect to see Metroid Prime Trilogy and Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, that's what I would think they would do, because they did that with Bayonetta. So I'm thinking they're going to pull like a similar thing with Bayonetta, you know. Similar thing with Bayonetta. Hotaru, that is a random question. We're talking about Metroid, so hold on to your random stuff to the very end, man, and we'll answer your random stuff at the very end. I'm not talking about The Walking Dead, and first of all, one, I don't care about The Walking Dead. Two, yes, I already saw what you're talking about, and three, that has nothing to do with Metroid. So yeah, just hold on to that stuff at the very end, and I'll answer that stuff. But I kind of already answered it for you right now, man. But no, I don't really care. DJ Double Trouble says, player, since it would be tantalizing to see Samus in her Zero suit. Yeah, that probably sounds weird. Okay. Well, she's in her Zero suit in Smash Brothers. We've already seen her in her Zero suit multiple times. But do you mean in a mainline Metroid game? Is that what you mean? Because like Nintendo showed like the trailer for Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, and like she was in her Zero suit there. Like she like came out, kicked him with their Zero suit on. So, yeah, people get offended easily. People get very offended very easily. Well, like I said, I don't mind people getting, like, people can get offended. That's fine. But I mean, like, you can't slander somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't false flag and slander somebody. So, yeah, no, like I said, I'm not really worried. I'm not really worried about weirdo dwarfs. You know what I'm saying? Like, weirdo dwarfs, like, they come around, they talk a lot. They're more bark than they are actual bite. Nobody even really believed what they were saying, you know. Like I said, it's like, who believes weirdo dwarfs? Like, weirdo shroomed out dwarfs. I mean, I know I don't, so I don't pay too much attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Xeno Official says, Places, do you think Metroid Prime 4 will have motion controls as an off and on option? I would hope it would. I don't know if it will completely, but I would hope it would. You know, I hope they do. Let's see here. Melface Sky says, Places, want more planets to explore in Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think Metroid Prime 3 had a good thing going, like with its you know, with its time and like how you could kind of go from, like, you can go inside the ship and kind of control it and kind of go from place to place. Absolutely. Absolutely. Would I like to see a Zero Suit Metroid Prime 4? Absolutely. Yeah, I would love to see like Zero Suit, or I mean, it'd probably be too hard of a gameplay mechanic, but if you can switch between the two, that'd be great. If they can figure out how to do it, but that might be too hard to do. Or if they can do what they did with the original Metroid, like Metroid Zero Mission, like have some parts, like a segment that you maybe even like that you unlock after you beat the game. Then you have like the Zero Mission part, or like the Zero Suit mission parts. You know, that'd be cool. Or there's just certain parts where it's like, you know, more stealth and kind of more Zero Suity speed and all that agility in her gun, her paralyzer gun. That'd be great. I'd love that. That'd be great. Neff wants us places. Hopefully there's new mechanics that make Prime 4 more interesting. The Prime games are very similar. Well, yeah, the Prime games are all very similar, but there's definitely different mechanics between them. You know, Metroid Prime 1, obviously, it was the base of what they built. Metroid Prime 2 has, like, the whole light world, the dark ammo, then, like, the normal ammo or whatever it was. You know, shout out to that. I'll get to that in just a bit. And then also you have... and then you have Metroid Prime 3, which had multiple planets, which had the ship stuff that you can do, the bombing and all that. So they're definitely similar, but at the same time, like how you played them and what you did, there were some big differences between them. Shout outs to Robert with the Streamlabs shimmy. Or no, hold up, not Robert. That was actually Donald. Donald Anderson. I thought it was Robert. I thought I saw Robert, but no, it was Donald Anderson. Says, I'm hoping for Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3 gameplay at the Game Awards. Can you play Red Radical Rage from Yakuza 0? Absolutely. First of all, Donald, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate the $3 donation, homie. I appreciate using Streamlabs as well. And yeah, we can definitely do so. I'm hoping to see Metroid Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3 as well. I think that'd be a cool 1-2 punch, you know, at the Game Awards. So we'll see. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Even if those games aren't there, I'm looking forward to the Game Awards just because I think something funny is gonna happen. I want something funny and weird to happen, like the drunk Italian dude at the last year's Game Awards. I think that made this. That was the best thing of the show. Bayonetta, Zelda, and the drunk dude. That was just the best stuff. It made for great TV, you know, or live streaming. Although I think they took down my stream though. Like I couldn't. It got copyright claimed. Then it got completely taken down by Keely's Dorito Empire. So yeah. But anyway, it was good stuff, man. Let's see here. Radical Rage. All right, here we go. All right, thank you so much, Donald Anderson. Appreciate the donation. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the music. Let's see here. What I want from Prime 4 to be third person so I can actually play it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be third person, but I would actually like it to be third person too. Like a kind of zoomed in, like you can like run around in third person, and then like when you want to shoot, it kind of zooms in just a little bit, Resident Evil type of style or something like that. That'd be hype. I'd be completely down for that. Completely down for that. Hotadu345 says, questions, do you think they would make Metroid Prime 4 open world like they did with the Breath of the Wild so you can explore the different worlds and the developers would leave hidden Easter eggs? Metroid Prime 4, I don't know if it'll be completely open world like Breath of the Wild, but definitely a more expansive world to where you can explore, collect resources, take on side quests and missions. I think that would really push Metroid to the next level. I don't think the game design is held up for people outside of the whole, like, the bowing down to Metroid. You know, there's people that love Metroid Prime so much, but I don't think that the backtracking and the no experience, no upgrading, like, I don't think that's a really solid game mechanic to go forward with. I think if they made a Metroid Prime like 4 and it was exactly like Metroid Prime 1 but with way better graphics, I think that's going to be a problem. It'll still do well, but I think they would do a lot better. I think they can make it to where it'd be a huge blockbuster if they actually change it up. Like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's good because they changed it up. It's the best-selling Zelda game, standalone Zelda game, not like re-released or anything. ever because of how different that they tried something new. They tried something different. So they kept, it still feels like Zelda at times, but then they tried something so new and innovative that it broke through to more people that would have probably not bought Zelda or even liked Zelda as much. So I think they need to do that with Metroid Prime. Don't play it safe. Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are super safe. Metroid Prime 1 was crazy at the time, but Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are really safe. So I'm hoping that they do kind of change things up a bit. Yeah, but I would love what you're saying. I would love that. You know, I think it'd be great. Melface Sky says, questions, maybe have some space battle segments with Samus's gunship in Metroid Prime 4. I mean, I think that they could. I would like them to focus on not necessarily Samus's ship as much, but more of like different planets and collecting and stuff like that. Like, I would like them to focus on the combat, you know, because like to me, it's like so boring because enemies regenerate in Metroid, and it's like why am I refighting this enemy for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get anything from it. I can just run past them. Like, you ever watch speedrunners before? I mean, and I know a lot of there's RPGs and other stuff that you can speedrun, but it's just like, I don't know. It just seems to me like that they need to change it up just a bit. It just seems like boring. Like when you're going through, if you're backtracking, oh, I'm gonna fight this enemy again. Let me just run past them. All the doors not opening. I'm getting blasted in my back. You know, like I don't know. I think they need to change up the flow, and I think it can do a lot better. You know. Well, yeah, Kid Ratata. I just talked about it. I'd like to see Metroid in third person. I just literally just talked about that. Multiplayer Metroid Prime 4. I don't really want multiplayer Metroid. Like, not that I don't want it, but I don't care about multiplayer Metroid Prime 4. Like, if it's there, it's there. But like, I'm getting increasingly against multiplayer because of cheaters, because of just stupidity. Like, I was just like, I don't know. Like, Smash Brothers would be like the only thing that I'm kind of into, you know, multiplayer. But like, I'm not sure if like multiplayer shooters and all that, like. I mean, I've just been having bad experiences, you know, so I'm not sure if I even like would get hardcore into that. But I mean, if they have it, they have it. But, you know, I'm not like, oh my gosh, they need to add this, and this. Like, I don't need to be like Call of Duty or nothing, you know. So, you know, so yeah. Zeno, that's what I want Metroid to be. I want Metroid Prime 4 to be an open world RPG with shooter elements like Mass Effect. That's what I want it to be, but I don't think it will be that. No, I don't think it will be, but I want it to be that. Mass Effect is one of my favorite. Mass Effect 3, or not 3, Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. The Mass Effect franchise is one of my favorite franchises of all time. It's really good. It's really good. And I'd love for them to do kind of like what Mass Effect, even like Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 toned down the RPG elements a lot. Like, a lot. You didn't earn XP during the freaking, you know, like right when you killed somebody. You earned XP after the whole mission was done. You got a block of XP. Then like they really simplified the upgrading. It was a bare bones RPG. Mass Effect 2, that is. Mass Effect 3 did some things better. Mass Effect 1 was way more RPG than Mass Effect 2, and even to a degree 3. But Mass Effect 2, I think that if they took that model and kind of, even if they wanted to tone it down a little bit, even from Mass Effect 2, just make it very light RPG elements. Like, you finish a side quest, you finish a mission, you just get a block of experience. You can do a couple different, like 4 or 5 bars, a couple different upgrades on a few different things, man. And then you can keep the backtracking and some of the stuff that you want to keep, but just make it bigger, make it a bigger experience. And I think that would be the evolution that Samus really needs, because like I said, I find some of the combat, I find it boring. Like, just like going, like, I'm backtracking, oh, these enemies are here again. Like, I get, there's no benefit in me fighting these enemies again, you know? Like, I need some incentives to continue fighting these enemies over and over. And like I don't know if like backtracking is like fun anymore. Like, is backtracking fun? Like, to go back, to be constantly going back and forth, and to, like, I'm just not sure if it is as much with the 3D game, with the 3D first person game. Now, if it's in third person, I can tolerate it more because you can see your whole environment. Or even if it's 2D, like, I don't mind, like Castlevania, right? Castlevania, you backtrack. Super Metroid, you backtrack. Metroid 2, you backtrack. But it's in third person, you can see more. It's not disorienting. Like, when I see first person, I want more of a combat focused game, you know? So I think that's also one of the barriers when doing like an open world game, because there's not a lot of open world first person games. I mean, there's a lot of first person modes in games, but they also have third person modes, you know, just because that's weird to do like an open world or a bigger game all in first person. That's just weird. So we'll have to wait and see. Oh, thank you, Nero. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, a lot of passion went into my Xenoblade video. The funny thing is that the Metroid video and the Xenoblade video that I did today, the discussions, that was actually supposed to be one video. That was actually supposed to be one video, but it just went on way too long. So I was like, oh snap, yo, the Viking Nation with another Toby Blester, yo, shout outs to the Viking Fairy Tiger. What is this? Fairy Tiger, my boy. Out here with the Genki Dama of Dallas. Dallas. In your pockets. Shout outs to Fairy Tiger. $20 donation says, let's continue with some Bots and Katos music. Play a vitriolic stroke. Okay, absolutely. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, dude. I really do. Oh my God, the Viking, yo, the Viking Nation, the Streamlabs shimmy as well. Shout outs, Robert, man, Big R. Thank you guys, man. You guys are really, really supporting. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're blessing me today. Thank you. Fury Tiger says let's play the Bots and Katos music. And then also Big R from the Viking Nation, Team Rocket, says new game plus for Metroid Prime 4, more like Viking plus. Let's go, the Viking Nation. Y'all strong. Y'all, you guys, the Viking Nation counts as one. Big R, Top Ninjas, Big R, Fury Tiger. Let's go. Shout outs to Fury Tiger with this music though. This is actually a really good song, so I want to play it. Well, I have to play it, but I really want. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Man, these things are. Shoutouts to TV, and I cannot read the rest of that. Shoutouts, thank you so much. Welcome to the village, homie. Appreciate the subscription. Everybody in chat, we got a brand new subscriber. We've been losing a bit, so thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that, homie. See, look, we were already rebuilding. Let's go. We already rebuilding. Let's go. No weirdo dwarfs can hold us down for too long. Barton Katos. Is this okay? Here we go. Okay, yeah, here we go. Got it. This is good, man. I really want to see this game come back. What about Metroid? But with a very deep story and Bayonetta-style gameplay. No, they already tried that. It's called Metroid. It's called Metroid Other M. Well, it's not exactly like Bayonetta-style gameplay, but it's more actiony. No, definitely don't want that. No. You think Nintendo would ever make the original 3 Metroid games in the style of Metroid Prime? I think it would be interesting. I don't think they will. No, I don't think they will. I've already been talking about Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, I already talked about Metroid Prime 4 and what could be there. So now we're taking questions. I already talked about that though, Rail Muncher. Okay, let's go and move on to the next topic because I'm going to be having on a guest in a bit. We're going to move on to the next topic. If you missed the Metroid Prime 4 talk, then feel free to watch the replay. That'll be up later tonight. All right, so let's talk about the Nintendo Online. Actually, I think we can bring in ShadowFox right now then, because we talked about the Game Awards too. So, real quick before we bring in ShadowFox, what do you guys think about the Game Awards this year? What games do you guys think are going to be announced? Because Jeff Keighley, Dorito Supermaster, and by the way, I respect Jeff Keighley. This is for comedic purposes, Jeff Keighley. So if you're watching my boy, so I do have Game Awards in the title, so I'm pretty sure he might click on a video, try to see what this crazy brother is saying about the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley, my boy, hit me up. Let me co-host with you. I mean, we can do some great things. So when I talk about this whole Dorito stuff, I'm just joking, my boy. But anyway, the Dorito Pope himself, Jeff Keighley, he says that there's going to be a lot of different stuff, a lot of different things at this Game Awards. There's going to be new reveals. They got stuff planned. Like they're going to go even bigger and better. So what do you guys think is going to go down at the Game Awards? We know Sony's not having a PSX event. So, I mean, maybe they don't have much to show, but third-party wise, what do you guys think is going to happen? Any big reveals that you guys are potentially looking forward to? I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm excited for the Game Awards. I hope it's as shocking as last year's surprise with Zelda DLC and Bayonetta 1 to 3. Yeah. The fact that they dropped the DLC that night was awesome. That was really good. I bought Xenoblade Chronicles. Well, I got 3 separate copies of Xenoblade Chronicles. Actually, 4 separate copies of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The original Xenoblade Chronicles, I got the special edition. The original one that... Oh, snap. Yo! Shoutouts to the Viking Nation. More Vikings. Man, I felt bad for you guys last night, though. You guys kind of got LA ramped. But outside of that, that's the Minnesota Vikings. I thought the Vikings from Sweden though. So shout outs to Jonas Eriksson, the $5 donation. So I dreamt that my nation was going crazy with donations tonight. So I woke up from my midnight slumber and jumped onto the stream. He was like, the Viking Nation is supporting so much. I must wake up. Let's go. Shout outs to Jonas. You guys give some love to my boy, J.E. Viking Nation once again. Shout outs. Thank you guys so much for the support. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Really do. Thank you, Donald Anderson. I appreciate that. Guys, we're doing some big things with the discussion videos. Look forward to those discussion videos more. We're going to get better presentation. I'm going to have a new layout for those discussion videos, better editing, because I did get one of these bad boys. Let's go. Cam link right here. So all I'm waiting for right now, guys, because I know I showed it off before, but all I'm waiting for is a mini HDMI to regular HDMI, because my camera does not take regular HDMI, so that's the only cable that I need. That's why I really wanted those discussion videos to have my new presentation style with my cam link, but I couldn't because I don't have a mini HDMI cable, so I have to order one on Amazon, and it's coming tomorrow. So look forward to more discussion videos on topics, and feel free to give me discussion videos, like topics to go on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm gonna start pulling people's discussion videos and stuff, so, or discussion topics. So if you guys have a topic that you guys want me to discuss, that'd be like good enough for like a good video, not like a 4-minute video or something like that, but like a good like 10-minute video plus, give me topics on Twitter, you know, let me know, you know, so that'd be great. So I will be taking those, especially if you're like a Patreon, if you're a sponsor. I'll definitely be looking at you guys' stuff on Patreon. I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna do a topic, you know, like I want to do like a video. I'll pull one of you guys' ideas from like Patreon or something like that, or on the community page. So look forward to posts on that as well. I'm too hyped for the Game Awards. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get overhyped. You don't want to get overhyped. Solo Watson says, Star Fox Grand Prix, a Smash character reveal, maybe. Well, Smash will already be out by the time the Game Awards is on December 4th, I think. And Smash comes out later that week. So like the Game Awards is like right at the same time or like right before it. So I mean, I doubt that, because like I doubt they'll be able to get anything Smash, like unless it's a DLC character. Is that what you're talking about? I can maybe see like a DLC character, like, oh, we're working on this DLC character, like they did with Mewtwo. They said, oh, we're working on Mewtwo, and then you guys will get it later. So maybe we see something like that. Yeah, Splatoon Battle Royale and Game Awards. That'd be kind of hype, right? Melface Sky says Final Fantasy VIII HD. I hope that would be really good, but they need to finish Final Fantasy VII HD first. Donald Anderson says really enjoyed your. Oh yeah, I already read that. Yeah, shout outs. More discussion videos with better quality with the cam link coming to the channel probably next week. I might even do like a little test run on Sunday. So yeah, we're definitely gonna increase the quality of the videos. But the live streams are doing really well, guys. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support as well with the donations as well. That really helps out, because YouTube is completely, you know what. My algorithm, it's shot. They honestly don't give a damn anymore. So thank you so much, guys. Let's see here. When do I think Metroid Prime 4 will release in 2019? If it's a 2019 title, I think it would be like a October, November type of title, like a November title. Then maybe Pokemon in December. So that's what I'm thinking that it would be. So if it does release in 2019. The Game Awards is December 6th. Yeah, so the Game Awards is December 6th, and then Smash Brothers comes out on the 7th. So there you go. Yeah, Unknown Echo, you probably should have waited on that one, Unknown Echo. You probably should have waited. Especially, you probably should have waited until Black Friday. Because Black Friday, even if they're $100 right now, Black Friday, they're probably going to have those, 400 gigabyte SD cards for like 50 or 60 bucks on Black Friday. Watch. And that's when I'm going to buy one, is then. Pokemon usually drops around November. Yeah, sometimes it drops earlier in the year. They've done Pokemon games in the beginning of the year too, but I don't think they're going to do that with this one. But yeah, it could be November or it could be December. We don't know. We really don't know with this one. It just really depends. It just really depends. Did you buy it from Amazon? If you bought it from Amazon, you can take it. You can take it back if you bought it from Amazon. Let's see. Oh yeah, shout outs to make sure you guys check out what Jonas Eriksson had to say. He has a coupon code for 6% discount on PE Ninja merch. So if you guys are looking to get something, get a shout out. He has a coupon code right there for you guys, so somebody can use that. I wish they gave me coupon codes. I'd give you guys all coupon codes. I'd be like, here, take them, because like the prices, like they're all at the minimum prices that I can put, but like definitely. I'm looking into cheaper options as well, like Teespring and other stuff like that, guys. So on merch. But for right now, I have to use Streamlabs. All right, so let's go ahead and let's move into the next topic here, guys. I'm gonna see if I can pull ShadowFox in here. So I should be ready in a few minutes. Okay, he's on a phone call. All right, so he's busy with the phone call right now. So we'll kind of take some questions, guys, in a random Q&A. So if you guys have anything that you guys want to talk about before we pull ShadowFox in here to talk about the Nintendo Online and some of the technical details behind that, feel free to ramble off some questions about anything, really. Just tag me at PlayerEssence or hashtag PlayerEssence. It'll be all good. Yeah, no rush, ShadowFox. If you're watching, kind of, no rush, man. Finish your phone call. It's all good, dude. Don't rush. Well, okay, well, here's the thing, Sean Diamond. There's no need to go into real stores there's no need to go into an actual store on Black Friday anymore, because all of these stores realize that online shopping is bigger than, nobody wants to go into these stores on Black Friday, you know? So a lot of the deals you can get online. A lot of the deals are online and ready, and you can just get them straight to your house, you know? I'm not sure how much Black Friday shopping that I'm going to do. I'm going to try to find the cheap games for, like, let's say like Valkyria Chronicles 4 or other stuff like that. I'm going to try to find a lot of the games that came out at this point for like 40 or 20 bucks. So I'll be looking out for those, but I'm not going to do a lot because I already got an Xbox One X. I already got a TV. So if I see like a really good like price on a TV, maybe I'll get another one for my room here, but maybe not. Probably not. So I don't know if I'm even going to really participate too much in Black Friday. Exactly. Online and digital, baby. Wound Up Penguin. First of all, thank you so much for staying up late, Wound Up Penguin. I know you're in the UK. And who is ShadowFox? ShadowFox is a YouTuber. He's also a tech expert. And he's gonna talk a lot of nerd tech with us with the Nintendo Switch Online, because you guys already know my feelings on it. I feel that they need to improve quite a number of things, but I just don't care. Like, I've soured so much on the thought of like online play and all that, and like voice chat. Like, it's just one of those things to where, like, how I run my business, how I run, you know, and everything that I do, I don't need, you know, how I run my community, how I run everything. I don't need like all this and that and that. I mean, I have Discord for all that. Discord's easier for me. So it's hard for me to sit there and say, okay, well, you know, I need this or I need that, when I honestly don't, and I wouldn't use it anyway. So we're going to bring on ShadowFox. He's going to talk about some stuff because, you know, but I still feel that they need to add certain things here and there, but ShadowFox might have a different opinion on that. He's going to give us some tech information on there. So yeah, look forward to that. Yeah, he's in the chat here. So as soon as he's done with the call, ShadowFox is going to be on with us when he's done. Think you're the only gamer that doesn't know how to use Discord? What? Yo! Shoutouts to Big R with that Streamlabs shimmy. Shoutouts, man. Big R. Big R. It says Gerudo Valley music. Hashtag Zelda. Gerudo Valley. Unfortunately, Big R, Gerudo Valley is one of those tracks that Nintendo says, like, now and I claim, now and I don't. Now and I claim, now and I don't. Now and I claim, now and I don't. You know, it's like, it's one of those tracks that they do. So I can't do Gerudo Valley because Nintendo's crazy with Zelda music at times. Sometimes they claim it, sometimes they don't. But what I can do is that I think we can get like a mix of Smash Brothers. I think we can get a medley, and that will be okay. So we'll play the medley for you. How was Spider-Man? I haven't even played Spider-Man like that. I don't know why you're asking me how was Spider-Man. I haven't even played it on the channel. But shout outs to Big R from the Viking Nation. Thank you for the $5 donation. I appreciate that, homie. Really do. The Viking Nation has come up so big tonight. Insane. The Viking Nation, outside of Donald Anderson, the Viking Nation showing huge support tonight. Freaking massive support tonight. Like over 100 tonight. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate that. I really do. Jonas 60 says, I had a small tech debate with ShadowFox on one of Pearson Snyder's Twitter's post. I think we are good though. There's nothing wrong with having debates, guys. I think people look so, you can disagree with somebody. It's okay. It's when you turn into a weirdo dwarf, you know, and you start accusing people of stuff that never happened. That's when it goes a little too far. You know what I'm saying? When you look funny and like you look like a dwarf, you know, and you got the bite of a baby, you know what I'm saying, of a crying baby teething, you know, but you try to bark like you're bigger than you actually are, and you look like a weird, that's when that's a problem, when you're a weirdo dwarf. Outside of that, you're good, my boy. If you guys are talking back and forth, you get into it, that's fine. But when you go into weirdo dwarf type of territory, that's when it's a problem, you know? It's all good, Donald. It's all good. I have not played Spider-Man yet, though. I have not played it yet. I'm waiting for like the complete edition or something like that, you know? Like there'll be some type of complete edition. The Torna giveaway will be, it's through Gleam, so it's already on my Twitter account. So check out my Twitter, Buck Bumble Essence. It's on there. If you want to enter in, let me go ahead and let me post it so you guys can enter in. If you want to enter in my Torna giveaway, that's gonna be given away tomorrow morning. I also still have the Monster Hunter giveaway as well. So I'll post the Monster Hunter giveaway first, and then I'll post the Torna giveaway. So this first one here is the Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate giveaway, which we still have 14 more days on that one. And then I'll post the Torna giveaway as well. All right, so then here's the Torna giveaway. So the first one that I posted is Monster Hunter giveaway. The second one that I posted is Torna giveaway. So yeah. Do I think Kingdom Hearts will come to the Switch? Which Kingdom Hearts? Say Huang says, when you start to harass people in a debate, that's when you instantly lost the debate. Oh, well, I mean, from what I saw with Jonas and what I saw with ShadowFox, I don't think anybody was being harassed. They just kind of go back and forth. It's even okay to get a little bit passionate. Like, I think that's what people don't understand with debates and stuff. Like, that doesn't mean you don't like the person if you get passionate. That doesn't mean, like me and Nintendo Prime, we had a debate. That doesn't mean I don't like Nintendo Prime. That doesn't mean I have a problem with Nintendo Prime. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's the biggest problem, I think, overall, sometimes when people with debates and stuff. And that's why I kind of cool down on doing them. I kind of like don't tell people, like, I don't want to debate anymore. Is because a lot of people, first of all, a lot of people don't know how to tell joking or sarcasm. Even in my live streams, which are clearly that. A lot of people don't like that. And a lot of people don't like debate. Like, people like debates, but then there's people that just like despite. They make it seem as if it's like a toxic nature, which it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. But hey, whatever, you know. So I've kind of cooled down on doing them. Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD mix and 2.5. I mean, to be honest, I don't know. I'm just gonna say no because I think the people that make Kingdom Hearts are loopy and weird. So I'm gonna say no. Goodbye, Torna next week. Shout outs, man. People need to recognize the PE jokes. We need better opponents. Shoutouts to Fury Tiger once again. Yo, the Viking Nation. Shoutouts, man, with that Streamlabs shimmy. Fury Tiger donated another $5 and says, "Put your dollars in your Chrono Trigger Peaceful Days pockets." No more debate, so it's Peaceful Days. This is a great song. I used to love, this is the song that made me feel, I think I've told you guys this before, but when I played Chrono Trigger, I thought this was the best it was gonna get. I thought that I was never gonna grow up, and I thought that this is life. This is the way life is supposed to be. Chrono Trigger, 3rd grade, or what was I in, 4th grade? 4th grade, Chrono Trigger, and Peaceful Days. That's what I thought when I listened to this music. There's nothing else to do in life but those things. Chrono Trigger, Peaceful Days, like video games. That was it. I was never gonna grow up. It was gonna be Chrono Trigger forever. So yeah, man, that was my thought process with Chrono Trigger back in the day. Oh man, great song, fantastic song. Aron says, I think the Kingdom Hearts collection can come to Switch. There have been many Kingdom Hearts games that have been exclusive to Nintendo when they release. Yeah, I know, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna have confidence in the Kingdom Hearts developers though. But I see what you're saying. Why should I need? Why do I need to debate review tech? I don't see why I need to debate review tech. There's nothing to debate with third-party support on Switch. There's nothing to debate. I'll win every single debate on third-party on Switch because I told all these people that are complaining. I told them or if they are complaining or whatever the case is, I told them exactly what was going to happen in 2017. I already knew what was going to happen before they knew. I already knew, and I prepared myself. I said we're gonna see more Japanese support. We're gonna see a ton of indie support, and Western developers aren't gonna support it as much. That's exactly what's happening. You're gonna see more RPGs. You know, I already told her, like, I was already right. Not that I need to be right, guys, though, but I already knew what was gonna happen in 2017 before the Switch even launched. So, what is there to debate? There's nothing to debate. Music is too loud? Okay. How about now? Is it too loud now? Good? Okay, good. Sorry about the music being too loud, guys. I had the same settings. I don't know why. The last music wasn't too loud, but this one apparently was too loud. There's really nothing to debate. There really is nothing to debate. Switch isn't gonna get everything that PS4 and Xbox One gets. I made a video saying, should Nintendo sell their soul? Check out that video if you haven't seen it. If you guys want everything PS4 and Xbox One makes, then Nintendo can make a clone system exactly the same as the PS4, exactly like a PS5, and they'll probably just get port. If you guys want all three systems and even PC to all be the same thing, that's fine. I mean, but I don't want that. I don't care. Like, if you want X or Y game, and if it's not on the Switch, then one, the developer's dumb for not putting it on the Switch, but two, just buy it on whatever system just buy it on the system that it's available for. Like, this whole crying for like third-party support, it's like so dumb. It's played out. It's like played out to the max at this point. It's like what, if it comes there, it comes there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's that. Like, these developers aren't dumb. That's why I think that some of these people that, like, if you're constantly getting upset, these developers are dumb. If they want the game on Switch, they will put it there. If they do not care, then they don't care. Like, you can't force a developer to care about the Switch, or you can't force a developer to make a game for Switch. You can't force them. You can't say, oh, I want it. You know, like, I want it. Like, that's not gonna make them put the game on. It's not gonna make them put Red Dead Redemption on Switch. If they don't want to put Red Dead Redemption on Switch, they will not put Red Dead Redemption on Switch. If they want to put Red Dead Redemption on Switch, they will put it there. End of story. Done. Case closed. Plain and simple. Like, that's what it comes down to. There's no debate. If they want to do it, they will do it. It's not because there's some type of divine intervention that's saying, oh, OJ, you're going to stream. No, I want to stream. The reason why I stream so much is because I want to stream. Okay? It's not because, you know, like, oh, you say this or somebody says, no, I want to stream. That's the reason why I stream, because that's what adults do. Adults make calculated decisions. This is not some type of, like, mommy, please give me, please, and like tug on her shirt till she gives you a piece of candy or till she buys you what she wants you. These are adults making decisions here, guys. If they want to do it, they will do it. If they don't, then they won't. End of story. Like, that's what it comes down to. There's nothing to debate. Like, there's nothing to debate. What am I looking forward to this holiday? Check my DMs. All right, you ready to go, Shadow? It's up to you. You can do cam or no cam. It's up to you, ShadowFox. You can do cam or no cam, but I can send you the link right now. Let me know when you jumped in. I just sent you the link, ShadowFox. Shoutouts to Kitty Michaels with the Twitch follow. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Fire Nation. All right, so we're gonna turn down the music. Thank you, Fairy Tiger, for the donation. Appreciate that. Hopefully you enjoyed the music. And then we're going to turn up the volume on this. Let's turn that. So ShadowFox is going to be joining us pretty soon here. So yeah, it's up to you, ShadowFox. You can have the camera on or not, either way. In terms of we'll still have alerts on and everything, guys. So if you guys want to hit up those links for those things, you guys will still get your shout outs and everything during the interviews as well. So it's up to you guys. If you want all games, get a Switch plus PS4. Yeah, pretty much. That's the best combo. Switch plus PS4. Chrono Trigger remake on Switch. Yeah, that'd be great. There's no need for me to debate. I already debated Re-Res, didn't I? I thought didn't we already debate? We already debated Re-Res. I'm pretty sure we already debated Re-Res, and you guys know what happened after that. Like I said, no shots to Re-Res because obviously sometimes he lurks in my channel. No shots to you, man. But we already been there, done that, and y'all know what happened after that. My boy ShadowFox, you here?
I'm here.
You're here. All right, shout outs, man. I'm gonna go ahead and all right, guys. So we got ShadowFox here. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the other layout for the stream. This is some fancy stuff here. All right, yo. I'm like, you guys like that? You like that? Huh? You like that, huh, guys? Hold up. We gotta get it. You guys like that or not? Let me know if you guys like that. Hold up. You know we're gonna have to play it real quick. You like that? One more time. You like that? All right, we got our Kirk Cousins plug in. Kirk Cousins. I just played the remember the whole you like that game that he had. Where he like they won and then he was going by like the reporter. He's like, you like that? So I just played that for the stream. All right, ShadowFox, man, good to see you here, dude.
Likewise. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you here. Guys, if you're wondering why, I'm going to put some little live stream maker. If you're wondering why ShadowFox's picture is bigger, is because I am doing some complex live streaming here, guys. This is probably the most complex live streaming that you will see. I have a well, not the most complex, but I have Streamlabs running. So I have my normal software that I use, and then I'm plugging in Google Hangouts inside the software, which eats your CPU, but it's not bad because it's not as bad because the Hangouts live isn't actually going live. Like, so it's not like a whole nother thing. It's just there. So it's not quite as bad. But it's good to see you, ShadowFox. It's been a while since we last talked, man.
Yeah, I'm loving the comments in the chat already. Somebody said I look like Luke Cage or the person they buy their weed from. If you listen to my voice, that obviously isn't me. But don't let the white t-shirt fool you.
Hey, listen. The comment section is always going to be lit. It's whenever it's always going to be lit. Anytime I go and grab something, they'll say chair essence. They'll say whatever essence. But no, they're very. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, guys, on the camera here. They're very tame with their comments. Nothing's ever malicious for the most part.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the last time I was on one of these podcasts, I wonder if has it been that long since I've been on YouTube? Because one guy was like, I like the new guy. He seems smart. I'm like, am I really been gone from YouTube that long? I guess
because you don't. I guess you don't do a lot of different videos. Yeah. So I guess that's really what it is. But yeah, they're definitely having fun. They're having fun in the chat. So shout outs. All right. So what we're gonna be talking about, man? Because I know you've been kind of, I wouldn't say frustrated. Obviously, I don't think this stuff frustrates you, but you've been trying to say stuff. I've been seeing you trying to say certain things about the Nintendo Switch Online, infrastructure, how it works, and without getting too nerdy, ShadowFox, because a lot of people aren't going to understand what you're saying, but without, or trying to explain it in a way to where we can understand. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. I'm going to put you on the spot here, right? Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to put you on the spot, which you're okay with, right?
I'll take it.
Okay, you'll take it, exactly. Okay, so you haven't been quite as vocal. Like I said, and guys, this is not a debate, okay? This is me asking somebody who knows way more about tech than I do. you've been pretty vocal, and I've been vocal about how Nintendo needs to the whole voice chat at the app thing, right? Like, you seem to not have a problem with that at all. You seem like having voice chat through there is better, or it's going to be better. Like, what is the technical, like, the reason why you feel that way? And I also, actually, let me just ask you that first, and then I'll ask you the next question. So, what is your thought process on the app, and if you like it or not, or your thought process behind that, why they're doing that?
So the first thing I want to do is make the disclaimer, right? The disclaimer is I want everything everybody else wants. However, I have a little bit of, I won't say I have a little bit of oversight, but I can understand why some choices were made. That being said, personally speaking, in the way that I use my consoles, a phone is perfectly fine for doing what I do because I have my phone sitting next to me all the time anyway. I don't know too many people that don't have their phone with them 24/7. So there's a little bit of a disconnect there between people talking about 2018 and what people do in 2018. In 2018, everybody has their phone. A lot of people use Discord, and they probably use the mobile feature more so than they use their computer, unless we're talking about nerds in man caves taped to computers and they're live streaming all the time. That's a little bit different. Yeah, we're not talking about the live streamer here. We're talking about the actual gamer. But you go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was raising my hand because you said the nerd that's live streaming all the time, like inside their man cave, and I was like, that's me.
Yeah. Well, but that's not the target audience that Nintendo's trying to get the average person that's sitting in their living room. In your living room, your console is sitting there. If you're lucky, there's a TV sitting above it, and you've got anywhere between 10 to maybe 15 feet if you set up your living area right to where you have a perfect viewing angle from your couch. That's a lot of area to cover with a USB cable. I almost cursed there, but yeah, with a dongle or USB cable hanging from it. Okay. And it's much better to have a device that you're already going to have anyway. You put your whatever headphones you want into it, Bluetooth or Thunderbolt or whatever. I mean, a lightning cable or USB or whatever you have, depending on what type of phone you have, and then just use that anyway. It's what you would do if you were playing with somebody that wasn't on a console or they were on a different console. It's what you would do anyway if you had Discord. So to me, it just made all the sense in the world. And I knew that from the demo from last year. Oh. Now, a lot of people disagree with that because they want you to just tether it right into your console, and there's some technical reasons.
What are those?
Nintendo would avoid that.
What are the technical reasons why Nintendo won't just do normal voice chat or party chat? What are the technical reasons? Because apparently the OS uses like what 200 megabytes or something, or 200 megabytes, or it's like something ridiculously small. So it's not like they're eating up a ton of resources running the dashboard, or they've got enough RAM. I mean, the Xbox 360 was doing it, years and years ago with party chat and voice chat built in right there with what 512 megabytes.
Yes. So the issue herein now is, what do you dedicate to use for games? Also, this is a mobile platform. This console has 8 CPU processors, contrary to popular belief. Yes, there's 8 of them. There are 4 low spec ones, and there's 4 high spec ones, A57s and A53s. They're all built into one little SoC. So whenever the console is put into mobile mode, it immediately disables the A57s and runs the A53s. Now, there's always one CPU core that is dedicated to the operating system. So now you have 3 CPU cores dedicated to games whenever you're mobile. Nintendo is always going to assume the worst case scenario, which would be you mobile and trying to talk. How do you do that without saying you only have 2 CPU cores to run a game?
Okay, so I kind of understand what you're trying to say, but I guess is it because of the games are so much more complex than, let's say, a PS Vita game? Is why, because PS Vita has all of this stuff, right? So PS Vita has voice chat. It has, I don't know if it has party chat. Does it have party chat on PS Vita? Can you party chat?
They might have added. I don't know. I'm not really certain. I don't want.
Yeah. Well, they have voice chat, right? So whatever.
Yes.
They have the messaging. They have all these things. So what is stopping them? Is it because of the games take up too much, the processing? Is that the difference, or what is it?
From the planning of how they decided to develop games for the platform. So for it to be able to do what it's able to do, you're literally using everything you can while also making sure that you take care of battery life. So with regards to if you wanted to, because the biggest thing everybody is saying, hey, why don't you just port Discord to the Nintendo Switch? That could work just fine. Any extra process is going to do this, but say you port Discord to Switch, you got one or two options. Either you make it part of the operating system, or you make it built into every game. If you make it built into every game, you'll have the same problems that you had with the Nintendo Wii, where you had different versions of firmware that they were checking and different versions of the home menu, the Wii home menu built into the game. So if you played older games, you'll end up getting an older version of the pause menu when you hit the home button. Those type of issues, you got to imagine they didn't want to run into to where you have to embed stuff into every game when the console itself and the firmware is constantly evolving, but the game isn't, because once it leaves the factory, that it is the way it is. They could try to update it, but as far as the game that's built in, you have to assume that there's still a customer out there that just uses a cartridge, plugs it into a Switch, and never connected it to the internet. And now you're connecting to the internet to do voice chat, but you haven't updated that game. So unless you force an update for every single game that's ever been released for this platform, you're going to run into issues where they're not talking.
Okay. It seems interesting that Nintendo can't figure this one out. Like where it's like, because like, you know, for example, like Jonas Erickson says here in the chat. So he says, oh, well, Nintendo has SDK support for voice chat, which is utilized in Fortnite, for instance. So what's the difference with Fortnite on the technical side from, let's say, Diablo 3, which is coming in? They're saying, okay, well, you got to use the voice chat app for Diablo 3. So what's the difference?
So my entire argument is the appeal to cross game chat, which is built into the other platforms. With regards to individual games, Nintendo has always supported that. So if you want to build your own VoIP client into your game and then have a VoIP server that it connects to after you log into the game, then that's really no hit on hardware. It's built into the game is how you programmed it. The issue is Mario Kart is not connecting to a Fortnite VoIP server. Neither is Super Smash Brothers or Street Fighter. So now you have these issues. So either all developers come together, all third-party developers come together and try to find a common solution, kind of like what Sega did back in the Dreamcast days before it went defunct. We can talk about that later. But because everybody wants to do everything differently, and the whole situation that Nintendo was in right before the Wii U came out, we all know about the whole EA fiasco. With regards to the operating system and Origin. If you don't, then you can do a quick Google search on that and find out how things changed so drastically.
Okay, so with the Wii U, you know, the Wii U had built-in video chat, right?
Yes.
Pretty much every game had built-in voice chat. Most of the game, on like day one, right? Like Mass Effect, Call of Duty, all of that. What's the change from with less, like, once again, less RAM, you know, less, I would say, overall ability? What's the change from that? Because, you know, we're still talking HD system here, you know. What's the change?
So they could do exactly what the Wii U was doing. So the Wii U, it still differed by game. So a Call of Duty game, they built their own VoIP server, their own connection server. You connect to EA to get your account information and do invites and things like that. Well, not EA, Activision, I guess, whoever published that game, Activision. So you would connect to their servers to do whatever you need to do what you need to do with that game. The video voice chat for Wii U, which was used the Google codec, the same codec that we're using for Hangouts right now, is what they use for the Wii U video chat. The only problem with that is it was a separate application and you had to jump out of a game to run it. So they could do that same thing and then have that work on the Switch, but that isn't going to be what most of the people that are complaining are going to want.
Okay. So going forward in the future, what is the best plan of attack here? Do you see Nintendo ever adding like built-in voice chat? Is that going to be something that they're going to be able to add, or do you see them doing this whole voice chat app pretty much the whole time? Like, What do you see?
I think because of the mobile, they're hamstrung. If it was a built-in console a la Wii U or Wii or what have you, they have the option to update and then change how they're going to move CPU cycles around. But since you have to assume that a user is always mobile, B, they may not always have a reliable internet connection, or C, the worst case scenario is they do have internet connection, but they're tethering via their phone. You have to account for all those type of situations. So even in a situation where you're tethered to your phone, how can you tether to your phone and use that same phone for voice chat? You can, but it's probably not an ideal scenario at the end of the day. So they're saying that if you use your phone as, say, a modem, and then you build the voice chat into the console, what are going to be the ramifications? Either battery life, CPU usage, and what's left over to actually run a game mobile in the mobile context. I don't know. You've seen some complaints about people saying, "Hey, look, the performance of this game is significantly degraded whenever I play on the go." It's gonna be even worse when you add another process ID, and this is the biggest complaint or the biggest misconception I see with people saying just build it into the console. It's okay. It doesn't matter because voice chat doesn't use that many resources. It doesn't matter how many resources it uses. The fact is, it's a different one that wasn't planned in the firmware. So now you're going from a set number of process IDs that are running while a game is running to having an additional one. You need an additional thread to run to see that one process ID, even if it's only a couple of megahertz worth of processor cycles. You still have to make that happen and put that in the task list to run that executable.
Why wasn't it planned from a firmware standpoint from the beginning? What do you think Nintendo's thought process was on that?
I think they had already thought about all the scenarios that we're talking about and deemed that using a phone was the best scenario. And considering a phone, the primary function of a phone is to communicate, believe it or not, especially in Japan, that's what they would target and use. And since they have godly internet in those local areas there, it would be the ideal scenario. Everybody walks around with a phone. They have it 24/7 in Japan. They play most of their games on the phone in Japan. So they figured, hey, why not leverage the biggest operating system in our country to deploy our network? So you have to kind of think like while Nintendo is aware of everything that we're doing, Nintendo of America, they don't call the shots. Nintendo of Japan is aware of everything we're doing too, but they live in Japan. What is the best case scenario for what they see in the homeland? And then they try to take it and transform it to make it work well in other territories. They're not thinking, hey, NOA is our primary source of business, and that is how we need to design our network infrastructure. They're thinking globally, and they start where their home territory is first and seeing how that works elsewhere. It's not the other way around. A lot of us tend to be American centric, and we think every game company out there in the world is thinking about us first. The American that just got through watching Monday Night Football, and now I'm about to sit down and play a game tethered to my console. Nobody overseas is really thinking like that. Sony may think like that with some of the input they have from Sony of America, but Nintendo has never been that way. Nintendo of America is basically a translator for what Nintendo of Japan has already decided. And I think that's the kind of the viewpoint you kind of have to have when you're thinking about some of the decisions that they make. I know a lot of people don't like that, but that's reality.
I mean, I know about that too. Do you think that is going to change, like with the whole voice chat? Do you think you might have answered it, but I'm not sure. I was looking at something to make sure we're on time and schedule and everything. Do you think Nintendo is going to make an update to have it built in or not? You might have answered that, but if you can answer it again, that'd be great.
Personally, I don't think they do. Is it possible that they could do it? In the future going forward, anything is possible. They modify the firmware daily. Just look at the laundry list of things that were added to firmware 6.0, and they'll probably do a security update in a couple of weeks as well, coming behind that. But anything is technically possible. They could come back and say, hey, you know what? We'll re-engineer how this thing works, and then upon login, you'll sign in. We'll have a voice server for you to sign in as well, and then you can do cross game chat across multiple games. It will be obviously a caveat for every user that does play mobile, because now your battery life, that number has to change. But I do think it's definitely possible. Well, I just think in my opinion, I think Japan is thinking about everybody that's on trains instead of us sitting in our.
Nero says here, he says Splatoon 2 supports native voice chat when you do LAN play. Why not make it a feature for docked play? But I don't think LAN play and online or docked play I don't think that's the same thing. Like
no, not at all.
So I see what you're saying, Nero, but I don't think it's a one-to-one conversion. Like, oh well, it supports it here, so then it's just easy to put it everywhere. I don't think that's the same thing. But I see what you're trying to say, though, dude. I see what you're trying to say.
Yeah. So there's a local voice server that runs by the game itself while you're playing locally, and then you can do. So that whole scenario was built for. I don't know if you've seen any of the original ads for Splatoon 2, but their whole scenario was to set it up as an esport.
Yeah.
So you have a scenario. They have a different mode where if you're playing local multiplayer teams against teams or what have you, you can have a separate Switch console to actually be in spectator mode. And then that would be the one console that's displaying on the screen and showing everybody. And you can switch views between. So all of that was part of that setup and scenario. Mm-hmm. I don't. That's basically that's what that question is aiming at. That's why they put that stuff there. They show that early.
I did think that could potentially be like. I don't think not that I don't think that couldn't happen. Because I did a video talking about that, like, hey, well, it's in there, like, but I don't think it's going to be like, oh, well, since it's there, that means it's like you snap your fingers, then all of a sudden it's everywhere. You know, I don't think there needs to be some work that's done, and also you have to remember, guys, with the ShadowFox, definitely, he said that he wants everything that everybody else wants as well. So that's just one thing to notice. I just wanted to bring somebody in that's not like, well, just give me this, you know, like I want this and that's that. You know, I want somebody to actually talk on the technical side, because we're in the reality of whatever it is, no matter how much you hate it or you love it or whatever the case, it's the reality. So it's about explaining the reality, not just screaming at the top of your lungs, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. That's not going to help anybody. So I just wanted to kind of get a little bit more of an explanation why, or the technical side behind it, because I don't understand the technical side behind it. I don't understand the technical side behind it at all. So let's move on to the next thing that I want to talk about. So messaging. This is something that people also really want. Like, is there any technical side to messaging? Why it isn't in there? Because I think like a simple messaging system wouldn't be a hard thing on resources or anything, right? Like, is there any technical reason for that?
That is strictly policy. That has nothing. There's nothing technically stopping them in any way, shape, or form to do messaging. And in fact, it should be more robust in the actual Nintendo Online app. Like, you should be able to communicate. So one of the biggest indicators of how great this Nintendo Online app can be is look at how much and how often and how much information is traded back and forth between the console with the Nintendo Switch parental app. Everybody that's doubting how the Nintendo Switch Online currently functions right now, think about the fact that iOS and Android apps can be updated and they can be completely overhauled. Download the parental app, install it on your console, and just play with some settings on it and watch what it does in real time. That is the potential that the voice chat app could do, both for messaging, voice, conferencing. All that stuff can happen there, and there's no need for it to be a hit on the platform at all. So it's the messaging thing, that is legitimately just a choice.
The thing about the app is that the app isn't even as robust as they said it was going to be in some of the promotions. They said that there's going to be like play appointments.
Yes,
right. That's not there, is it?
And all that stuff can be there clearly, because if you look at the parental app, like all those scheduling things, all those notifications to say, hey, this time has reached, all that type of stuff is already there in the parental app. So they could just update the app literally for Switch Online, and it will automatically have all that stuff.
What do you think?
All the hooks for the framework between the console and the app are there.
What do you think is, because they delayed this for a year, and we'll talk about the technical side on that, but what do you think is, when do you think that those, like, because I feel, yes, people are never, I think people generally are just not going to like the app overall, like, even if they add all these things. But for me personally, I would like the idea of, hey, having messaging, everything built into right there. I don't like using on-screen keyboards, and that's the main reason why I don't message anybody. Like people sometimes will send me a message, and I don't like using on-screen keyboards, you know. And I've already told people, like, when the Switch eventually gets the messaging, like if it's built-in messaging, don't send me a bunch of messages because I'm gonna look like a douchebag because I'm not gonna respond back to all these messages. People used to do that on Miiverse, and I'm like, dude, I'm not booting up Miiverse. I'm not type. I mean, the Wii U was a little bit different because you had like the gamepad, right? So you can do it a little bit faster. But if your gamepad wasn't right next to you, you know, if you have your Pro Controller, whatever the case was, like I'm not going to be typing back to you on a like it's too slow, you know, it's just too slow for my liking for messages back and forth. I would love to see like the invites, you know, like if you can like send shoot a quick invite and then it shows up, because like they actually have like the whole invite thing on like Splatoon 2, like with the voice.
It's
like,
game to game.
Yeah, like it pops up
just like Wii U was.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that if they can update the app to add in all of those things, people would be less vitriol around it. When do you think that type of stuff would be added in? So like let's just add a couple different things here. Messaging, invites, stuff like that, play appointments. When do you think do you think there's a timetable from your background, like how long it's going to take them to get that stuff in?
So they've already had a year. So either they've run into some issues or there's a bigger plan in play for them rolling this project forward. Because you got to also imagine as well that this is a worldwide rollout. They have to figure where all these resources are going to come from once they start turning all this stuff on, and imagine what type of hit it would take on the infrastructure once they do go live, if you will. So with regards to messaging and invites and things of that nature being on a global scale, or having the play appointments, so you would have to have a database for the calendar, and that entire database thing, that's something that you can purchase separately from Amazon to have on tap all the time type deal, and that's probably some contract stuff that the new network engineer and Nintendo Japan will have to negotiate. And I don't know specifically what price ranges those would be, but I would imagine they're probably a little bit more expensive than Nintendo wants, and they've probably already investigated how they could try to do it internally. The only problem about that is, how do you do that in North America, the UK, EU, Australia, South America, that type of scenario? So now you're talking about a global company that you have to fight against, whether it's Microsoft, believe it or not, Google, or Amazon, to provide these services. You're going to be in a scenario where you're doing all this legwork just to ensure these things are in line on a checkbox to say they're equal to what Microsoft and Sony are doing. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the time Nintendo is like, but does our game run type scenario? So there's probably a little bit of both going. I'm pretty sure at some point they were like, hey, things are looking good. And then they ran into a wall, and then they said, okay, wall, cost of fixing wall, profits. So, and I don't know if anybody knows, but Nintendo likes to always record a profit. So anytime that you hear about them, you know, oh, well, Nintendo's sucking, blah, 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 financially. And then you go look, it's never an operational loss. It's always a loss of profit, meaning they didn't make as much profit this year as they did the year before, which means there wasn't an increase in profit. They're always making money. They're just not. You're talking
mainly the Wii U days, right? At this point,
yeah, even Wii U. When they were saying that they were the absolute worst, I'm like, but they're still making a profit every year. They're just not making an increase in profit every year
because they've been making profit increases since the Switch came out, essentially, right?
Well, no, they've been making an increase in profits every year since the Switch. Yes.
Okay.
So so far it's only a year and a half, but yes.
Let's move on a little bit more technical stuff if you have time. I want to talk about like the cloud saves and the stuff like that. This is something that you were kind of screaming about that people were not listening to you. And so there was the big, let's just recap it, right? So there was the big controversy with the whole cloud saves thing. People were saying that your cloud saves get deleted right afterwards. Nintendo, like right after your subscription lapses. I know you mentioned you were trying to correct people even before the news came out that it was 6 months, but even after that, it came out. Okay, the news came out. It's up to 6 months, right? But then people were trying to say, oh well, the reason why Nintendo changed it on the fly, right? So it was going to be way sooner, but it was changed. So you were saying that's not technically possible, or that's not possible what Nintendo's doing. Can you explain to people why Nintendo can't flip a switch on when your cloud saves delete, or if that's the case, like, can you explain why you think that was not the case, that it was always a set time that was more than like right after your subscription lapses? So
the same is true if you decide to delete your Nintendo account or your My Nintendo account back in the Wii U days. Nintendo has been a partner with Amazon, with CloudFront, S3, and other parts of their CDN since about 2004 when they started working on network infrastructure for the Nintendo DS. All their website data, whenever you go to Nintendo.com and all the other kind of stuff, they all point to storage for what Amazon is using. This is what they've been using for their gateway, handshaking, signing in, all that type of stuff happens there. So even if you deleted an account then and say, hey, look, I don't want this anymore, screw it, don't send me any whatever, blah, 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 that account still exists. So, and I guess this is weird because, believe it or not, I'm still currently in an argument with Pierre Schneider of IGN, who uses Amazon as a CDN, believe it or not, about this very discussion right now. And so one of the weirdest things is, I guess his argument is trying to say that Nintendo's policy could be 24 hours or whatever, and then your stuff is gone. The whole argument comes from what happens if your subscription lapses and you call Nintendo and say, hey, look, my subscription lapsed. Can I get my data back? And they say, well, no, we deleted it because after 24 hours, it's gone. If they've already verified that you're a subscriber and you've resubscribed again, it would be bad business for them to tell you after their retention period is over that you no longer have your stuff and you're starting all over again and paying them $20 a year again to start over. Yes, they could say no. They're not going to, because they know they signed in a contract with Amazon, who has a DR plan for them and a continuity plan for them, and they're going to pull it. They're going to pull it from their cloud infrastructure in the backup for the last 90 days or what have you. They'll go back and pull it and then bring all that data back. It's always there. It's there for every business. This hasn't changed since, I want to say, 2005 or so. These type of retention plans, ever since cloud has been initiated from local colos to now global type cloud infrastructure, everything's everywhere all the time. There's no one situation where a section of data is irreversibly lost at this point. Whether a customer, i.e. IBM or whoever IBM is trying to sell you that stuff, but they also pay as a customer as well to Amazon and Google and Microsoft in some cases, depending on what they're hosting. If they say, hey, look, I want to go and retrieve this data. I know I paid you to say, hey, look, we need to manually delete it. But we have an issue. Our CEO had his stuff deleted. We need to go get it. They'll be able to get it, period. And depending on what the customer service situation is, and I would imagine Nintendo doesn't want a bad mark with this, they'll be able to go back and get it. So from that point being the scenario, it would never be an issue where a customer has a problem going back to getting their stuff after their subscription lapse. It never would have been an issue, period. If it's not an issue with Sony, who is, some of their choices are definitely entertaining, it's definitely not going to be with Nintendo. If they literally buy part and parcel a carbon copy of what Amazon's footprint is, they say, hey, you're an Amazon customer, buy this storage. And they say, okay, yeah, we'll buy this storage. Do you want it extremely customized and then have to pay for these extra details to delete every certain day or every 30 days or what have you? And Nintendo says, how much extra is that? And they say, well, this, and this, and also we'll bill you monthly on this and these changes. And you got to imagine at that point, they're like, profit. No, we'll take it as is and then go from there. Even if they didn't do that, Amazon's still keeping it anyway. So you can always go back and get it in a disaster recovery situation. That always has to be a plan for them to meet the NIST standards, to make sure they're compliant and meet their compliance. So while there are certain other things that could be security vulnerabilities, everything else will be encrypted and stored. And if they need to go back and get it, they have a retention policy for a year or 7 years, depending on what type of data it is, to go back and get it. And it was just funny to me to see the internet implode about that. Like, oh, well, you can't get blah, 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 blah. I'm like, unless Nintendo built those servers themselves and housed them all in Japan, just sitting somewhere, and we're always connecting to Japan every day, and those, you know, Japanese employees built those couple of servers, that's not going to be a problem. They buy cloud infrastructure by game sometimes. They built a cloud infrastructure just for Super Mario Run. You think they're not going to have your data for a cloud backup solution? It's literally called cloud backup, cloud data save, whatever the name of it is, but cloud is in the name. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be perpetual. So it's just funny to me. It's just absolutely funny to me. And the people that, you know, decide to change, all they're doing now is saving face because they were wrong in the beginning. Like anybody that followed enterprise in any way, shape, or form, cloud has been around for a very long time. And cloud storage has been around for a very long time. The entire business of that model is we have a heap of storage. We have a lot of customers. The majority of our customers don't use a lot of this heap of storage, even though they paid for it. Whenever we have big customer over here that says we need to use all that data, we'll give them all that data, and then we'll move it back whenever they don't need it anymore. And then the other customers that are paying for that large pool of data, they still give us profit every month. That's how Amazon works. That's how Google Storage works. That's how Microsoft Azure works. And that's how IBM's cloud platform works, and Red Hat's as well. These are corporate interests that have been doing this for a very long time, and they're not going to change their business practices for one company. And I know Pierce said that their policy is more important. That's fine, well and good. But what's going to happen when Joe Blow calls and says, "Hey, I just lapsed my subscription. Can I get my data back?" Even if their policy was 24 hours, they're going to reach back and get that. Okay. So even after 6 months, they'll reach back and get that.
So it was never really, basically, there was never really a real threat of your data being, which I didn't think it was. I thought that was a jumping of the gun on that one, because Nintendo never came out and said, yeah, your data will be automatically lost, like as soon as, you know, it lapsed or whatever the case was. So, I mean, that's one I didn't report on. Like, I saw a lot of people reporting on that and quoting that and putting that up on Twitter, and I was like, maybe we should just like wait. Let's wait till we get a little bit more. And I did say that Nintendo probably could have communicated that a little bit better, but I think that those are one of the things that kind of slipped through the cracks, because it's like so common sense. It's like, at least not the technical side, but just like from just a normal side, right? Just like, okay, well, why? Like, if it's cloud data, like that'd be weird. Like, it's gonna delete automatically. Like, how? Like, how would Nintendo even set something up like that?
You would have to go and you would have to set that retention policy or literally pay for deletes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that Nintendo's not doing that.
Yeah, like why would they even do like that? That wouldn't be. I knew that wouldn't be cost effective even then. So I was like, I don't think they're gonna do that. That'd be weird for computers to be doing that at that point. Like, and it would just cause more issues than anything. So Nintendo could have communicated better. And I don't remember or recall Microsoft or Sony having to communicate how long they keep, you know, I don't even remember that was even being an issue with their online. Like, nobody even was asking anything like that. So, I mean, I think with Nintendo's online, it's just so under the microscope, right? It's like, because of people think how bad people think it is. So any little thing that's going to come up, obviously, like, it's going to be a big deal. So that was one of them, even though Nintendo never said it was going to be like that. But, you know, it is what it is there. So let's move on to the last aspect of this whole Nintendo Online thing. I'm glad you can join me, man. This was a great discussion. But let's move on to the last aspect, and that is the whole NES games and stuff like that. I don't think this is as big of a controversy, more so than anything, but it's still something like people are saying that, like, oh, well, it's not worth it even with these 20 games. And can you explain to us, not in like a super long or detailed, like, because I know you know a lot of tech side, but like, can you explain to us how these games are, like, you know, are actually on our system, because you don't actually own them, right? Or like, they're not actually downloaded per se, or are they?
So I'm just looking at chat. It's hilarious, but
the chat is the chat is hilarious. I'm trying not to look at the chat.
It's just funny. Now I got to think about the question again. I'm sorry. Because I was looking at
the chat had me put my hand over my mouth a couple times. Like, God, stop it, guys.
Yeah, they're crazy up in here.
Let me rephrase the question. How is the how about this? We don't even have to talk about the technical side of it because we've already talked a lot about the technical side of stuff. And I don't think the NES games are a problem because they're adding new games. I think it's going to be good. But what's your opinion? How about that? What's your opinion on the NES games and what they're adding to it? It looks like they're adding about 3 a month. You know,
possibly, yeah.
Yeah. What's your opinion on the games and like that being part of the service? Do you think it's a good quality, or do you think that it's good that they're doing this?
So it is exactly, and when I say exactly, it is literally the same file system as the NES Classic. So you're essentially the emulator that was running on the NES Classic is in software on NES Online, and so the interesting thing about that is they customize both that application, the emulator, the wrapper around it. So all that's encrypted. The games aren't, which some people found out and customized. But good luck in them trying to customize the actual wrapper that runs around it. So when you run these games, you're able to do the whole handoff equivalent to what NetPlay used to be on old NES emulators and SNES emulators of the time in the mid to late 90s or whatever. So you're able to either pass off the controller or play live in multiplayer, that's the first for Virtual Console. So I think it's a great value, and you can do voice chat even though it is global. It appears I don't think there's any way to lock it down per game. So that's kind of interesting to be able to do. I personally have only used it once. But it's just interesting that you're able to get into a lobby and interact with people and be able to play all these sorts of games and whatnot. And you can do competition, you can compete for high scores, all those type of things. And I just got lost in Gradius, so I'm sorry. I'm not playing that for a while.
Yeah.
I beat up Starman a bunch of times in pro wrestling, and I can't get into Tecmo Bowl yet because I have to organize a group of people to compete with a Gamers at Large, so I can kick their tails respectively over and over again. But yeah, Bo Jackson for the win. But
one thing though, what Nero says, like, but this is not PC though. We're not. You can do a lot of things on PC that you can't do on consoles. Like you could also play You can also play online for free on PC. Yet people still buy PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live. So you can do that for free, but people still buy that. So I mean, I don't know when you bring up the whole but the PC type of thing. It's just kind of like, okay, but lots of stuff can be done on PC, but people still opt to go buy a PlayStation 4 and play Call of Duty on PS4 when it's right there for you on PC for free, and you can put together a PC that can play Call of Duty and can play a lot of these games. So I mean, I get it. I mean, everybody's used it's on the PC thing, but it's not the same thing. Like, you have a Nintendo Switch, you splitting the Joy-Con and passing it to a buddy and playing right there. That's a different. Like I said, I'm not trying to defend necessarily the whole thing, but I'm just saying, like, Virtual Console is something that we've had, and over we've been buying the same games. And it's like, well, you could have bought all those games on PC, right? Or you could have not bought, but you could have downloaded those games on PC. Well, why didn't people just do that? You know what I'm saying? So
why aren't people buying them then? If that's the case, then...
So I see what you're saying, Nero, but I mean, like, it's just kind of like, well, why even have a Virtual Console then? You could just download them on PC, you know? So
that entire conversation, when then there's a bit of legality there too, because Nintendo did not publish any of those games on PC, with the exception of, I don't know, maybe Hotel Mario, and Mario is missing. So now there's a whole legality of that, and people want to go ad nauseum with me. There's the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. It is current. It has not been ratified since the mid 2000s, and it specifically states only the Library of Congress can determine whether your game playing on a PC or the non-intended copyright holder is legitimate. So unless you have a letter from the Library of Congress that says, hey, Nintendo doesn't have the permission for this, but the Library of Congress says this is legal emulation, I can use it on a per game basis for this hardware that is not a Nintendo console, then that is not legal at all. Actually go read the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, read it word for word, go to every subsection, section 8 in particular, dealing with games, and reverse engineering of encryption and other copyright materials. And also every EULA that comes with every game that you sign, whether you know it or not, when you agree to play the game for the first time, you sign into a contract with the copyright holder of insert game here. And it is designed for use on the platform that it was built for. And if you use it for anything other than that purpose, you're breaking that contract. And if you break that contract, then you're also breaking the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which is federal law. There's zero way around that. And there's a lot of people that want to go back and forth with me. I know a lot of people that follow for Tango Plays and other people that are PC enthusiasts. I am also a PC enthusiast. My PC is right here with 3 screens. I like playing games on it. I test emulation from time to time, but it is no way. It is no way legal. No way at all. So while cops are not going to knock down your door specifically, you can't say that it is technically legal. You can't attempt to sell your rig to other people and say it has a whole bunch of games on here. And it's not expect lawsuits. It's going to happen. So,
well, I think the biggest thing with that is just like you know, people can do whatever they want. You know, people can do whatever people can do, or they think they can do whatever they want. But just more like the excuse of, oh well, PC. It's like, okay, well then nobody. If oh well PC, then what's the point of even playing on consoles anymore? If it's just, oh well PC, because like PC has everything, right? For the most part, PC does everything. It's cheap Steam, cheaper games, free online play, blah blah blah. You can use controllers, you can use mouse, you can use all sorts of different control options. You can tweak sensitivity to your liking. I mean, there's just so much stuff PC can do. But there's a reason why everybody doesn't like. There's a reason why everybody doesn't use PC like that. You know, there's reasons why, guys. You know,
I mean, there's just think about it. Since, you know, I want to say, just since 2005, you have computers that significantly outclass or run the same, or potential to run the same games as consoles, even current consoles today. For a PC, for a high-end PC that was sold in 2005 until now. That number of machines that was sold from 2005 until now is significantly more than the amount of consoles that have been sold from 2005 until now. So that being the case, there should be significantly more games sold at a third party that premiere or show up on PC in any way, shape, or form. There should be a significant difference between the sales of all those games if that's the case. People aren't buying them on PC for a reason. I mean, one of the obvious things I think is piracy, but I really think that if people wanted to be active consumers on PC, then they would show it with numbers. And the fact that a lot of the times you see 0 or very low sales on PC whenever you're talking about any type of multi-platform game, that's why. They obviously have the numbers. They have the install base, that a significantly greater install base than a lot of consoles combined to date. So my question is, with multiple hundreds of millions, where's the multiple hundreds of millions of each game? So
I'll tell you guys this right now. What they need to do for me to buy more PC stuff is they need to make a deal with Tinder. They make a deal with Tinder, super likes, bundled in, 5 to 10 super likes per PC game. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious here. They start making deals with Tinder and add in some super likes, bro. I'm down for PC games more, man. I am, and I think more people would literally, because like people would buy PC games more if it came with super likes for Tinder. I'm dead serious. Or match
the podcast, just match the chat.
I'm just saying. That would get me buying more. They need to do a deal. They need to do a deal. I swear I'd buy more PC games. Get super likes with Tinder. That'd be good, man.
Yeah, I never understood the extreme side of some of these. I guess they call themselves PC elitists. I don't know if they call them that or other people call them that, but I never understood that. I just like, hey, you know, there's a real good MMO over here that'll never be on a console. I'll just turn this on and play it. I've never really understood the whole I have to have everything on here and everything else is less than. That's never been my position ever. I consider me spoiled, but I would just cut more grass as a kid and make sure I had more money to go buy what I wanted instead of complaining and saying it's inferior without ever touching it.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to move into the last topic here, and then we'll probably have some questions. People will probably have some questions for you. So Prince Goro said he really wants to know about mobile chips. and how Nintendo is going to evolve it. Like, what can Nintendo do? So I'm thinking he wants something juicy from you. So I'm not going to try to pressure you to say something that's not real or whatever the case is. But where do you see mobile chips? Like, what is the next step feasibly at an affordable price? What Nintendo can do for a mobile chip for the next generation of Switch? Let's just say 4 years from now, maybe 4 or 5 years, we hear from this. What is an actual? So then that would mean like in the next 2 or 3 years, they'd actually have to start thinking about what's actually going to, like, the chip that they're going to use for a dev kit, right?
I would say read into what's happening now. If you look at some of the comments that Nintendo is letting slip in different interviews when they're talking about, because let's not make any mistakes about it. Nintendo's new hardware started development the moment Switch launched. So you're talking. The way that they're talking now, it's going to be another change. It's going to be another different type of hardware, the same way Switch was from Wii U. So whether that's mobile, hybrid, or another type of fixed console remains to be seen, but it won't be a Switch 2.
Okay, so you don't think they're going to evolve the Switch in a certain way?
They may do that, but as far as them talking about what their next generation of Nintendo hardware is, it's not that. So if they do another Switch, we're talking DS Lite type,
new Nintendo Switch type of deal.
Yes, type of situation, and it's literally we can make this cheaper, also with this better performance or better battery life type deal. So there's a the Volta is the nearest, the next architecture line for where Tegra is going to go as far as the GPU side of things. They're going to figure out how to get that as low as 10 nanometers, maybe 7 at some point, if they can get it all the way down. I know it was originally designed at 14, and they're going to try to bring it down and see how they can get that under extremely low performance. I don't think the Tegra line is going to exist anymore after this. I think after X2, they're going to change the naming convention. But Nintendo will probably go with that as they close out Switch and they try to make smaller revisions and make sure they lock out hackers again and give them a hell of a good time, because this is not a Dreamcast, people. If you listen to certain people's YouTube channels, they say that this is the quickest hacked console of all time, and they said even faster than the Vita, when the Vita had a scene before it even launched, and within a month of it launching, it was subsequently hacked, and they had to release patches and firmware within 60 days. But I digress. A lot of people get a screwdriver and put a camera in front of them, and now they're a tech head. So it's just one of those things, man. It's just frustrating for me to see, and I don't make YouTube videos every day, so I'm not gonna be this super popular guy that comes up. I just try. Every once in a while, I get frustrated, and I'm like, people need to know this, and then I'll put a video out.
Your videos are really good on that type of stuff too, which is it's interesting. Nero wants to know from you. He says, where do you get your information from? We're not talking about like more of the stuff that you're trying to say, like technical
credentials.
Information. Yeah, not your opinions that you were saying, but your technical information, and then also major. He wants to know certifications maybe that you have or qualifications.
I was that idiot. I decided to be a computer science major way back early before certain decades existed. So I decided to do that, and then found out that I don't like programming as much as I would like to, especially as a job, because you're literally locked in a closet and they say, "Hey, how's the progress?" and then they close the door. So that type of stuff, yeah, that was not my forte. So I decided to move into the information technology branch, and I've been doing that for certain 3-letter entities for a very long time. I would say at least a decade now. And with that, obviously, you get certain types of perks and insight on how enterprise works, and you have to have certain certifications and clearances to work in those environments. So without being a complete idiot and saying, "Hey, here's my entire CV," yeah, this pretty much just any type of industry certification from CompTIA, ISC2. There's many books and stuff that you can learn about. You probably see a lot of them in the background of any videos I do with my bookshelf in the background. But all of that stuff I look into and work with on a daily basis. Massive deployment of Windows servers, programming scripts, any of that type of stuff from any type of OS, be it Unix, Linux, Red Hat, what have you. All those type of environments I've worked with since, I want to say, as far back as I can remember. I want to say probably early 90s, mid 90s maybe. So this has been my
Windows 95.
Yeah, and then getting Windows 95 to communicate with NT computers, and getting all of that stuff to be lumped into Novell group-wise before people started creating Microsoft domains, and getting those to talk to Microsoft Macintosh computers. So that type of stuff, none of that exists the way that it's simple now, and you can just sign into one account and everybody sees everything.
Cross-platform play? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, cross-platform play. Literally
the old school
yes,
cross-platform
old
play.
old school. Like you know, you have to say, well, it's a work group on a Mac computer and it's a domain on a Windows computer, and make them forced to see each other type scenario. And Apple Talk doesn't talk with AD services, and yeah, all kind of weird shenanigans ensue. Here, there, and the other. But no, I actually do work in the field, and I've worked in the field for a while. So it's just funny to see massive media companies that could literally just walk down the door and talk to their WAN engineer and say, "Hey, that save data cloud stuff, do you really think it'll be gone right after their retention policy?" You know, that's literally something they can ask, because they're a customer. They have one already anyway. They can just look at the contract and say what's there. So it's just funny to me to see any major website reporting this as breaking news. You already knew. There was no reason to ever spin this as a story. Yeah. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, we have ShadowFox. I'm gonna have him on for a little bit more. We're already over 2 hours, so we're kind of already over a bit. But I don't think a ShadowFox minds stay for another 15 minutes or so, so we can round it out at 2 hours and 30 minutes. So if you
Shadowcast span 4 hours plus. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. But in terms of like just kind of how, because like a lot of people do like to watch the replay of these, but if they're too long, then they don't watch the replay. So
understandable.
I keep it in a certain time span. Like usually if it gets over 3 hours, people don't watch. True. So let's if you guys have questions for ShadowFox, I mean, now is your time. I mean, if you have certain tech, Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony questions, I mean, I'm pretty sure he can give you guys some information on that as well.
I see a pretty good one in the chat right now.
Go ahead,
I kind of talked about it already. It was Bino Shadow. I don't know if he asked how robust is Nintendo's game account sharing across consoles, and what are the limitations. So, and I forgot to mention this part as well. Nintendo is extremely protective of their IP. And by IP, I don't just mean Mario as a character. I mean their game and their code and how it works. So when you have a game running, it is existing in RAM. Whenever you save a game, all the attributes of that game and memory addresses for that game are essentially snapshotted. This is why Nintendo has avoided to do things like local saves, local backups of saves, and things of that nature. They specifically locked your saves to the internal flash memory of the console. And the only way to interact with anything that's happening in a game on something other than the internal flash memory is by running the screenshot app and then backing up snapshots to a micro SD card. That's the only application that interferes, that goes in between, hey, this game is running, to, hey, put data from this game over here. And you got to imagine there's end-to-end encryption going back and forth between those, because nobody's reverse engineered that yet to this point that I know of. So with regards to how you do sharing, it's if you have game A and you want to get on console B and what have you, your profile carries all your account information. This is why Nintendo locked down your Nintendo account prior to them doing the live launch of Nintendo Switch Online. They had to do that to make you accountable as a user as you move from console to console. That way your profile is persistent, your account is persistent, and your saves are persistent. So you can go from switch A to switch B, go to switch B, download your cloud saves, and it checks in first to verify your cloud save, verifies that it is consistent with the game or there's no existing save there, and then deploys the save to you. That is the way that is going forward. Your profile follows you, and there's no modification of your profile, and it is checking every time you sign in, which is why you cannot do this profile save without signing in to your Nintendo account first. Nice. So that the limitation is going to be your Nintendo account, and it's similar to what Sony did originally. You can't do transferring to a brand new PS Vita and say, hey, you know, I got this brand new PS Vita. Let me get this game from my friend's console and move it over so now I can play a free game. No, they do checks. So that's just their way of protecting themselves, their investment, and making sure you're either not hacking the game, taking over the game to try to find some type of flaw and then reverse engineer the console, and also making sure they get paid because you're paying for the subscription. So let's not have one person pay $20 for a subscription and 90 people were playing games from it. It's just business sense at that point.
I also want to give a shout out to Jerry Ross with the $5 donation. That says, awesome interview. OJ, ShadowFox Infinite is a great guest. Absolutely. Make sure you guys check out his channel. ShadowFox, can you link your channel if you don't mind linking your channel?
Let me see if I can find it on here. I don't know. It's been so long since I've even went to it because.
but actually, how about this? How about I will read off another question. I will link your channel. Don't worry about it. And I'll read off another question. I think some people have some more questions for you. So I will find it and link that. So let's see here. Let me grab another one here. Let me try to see if I can grab one that ShadowFox can maybe use his technical expertise. Okay.
Well, profile in the chat as well too for people that. So just follow me on Twitter and links to my videos will be on there, and my YouTube channel will be on there as well.
So how much more powerful do you think a Switch revision will be, and will it be able to message and themes and such? Well, I think that the current Switch can be able to message and themes and such. I don't think that there's anything that's holding that. So I don't think they need a more power is not the issue there. So we can disregard that unknown echo. But what do you think about the if there is a next Switch, right, or a new Nintendo Switch? How much more powerful would it be? Would it, you know?
We're talking marginal, and even if it isn't marginal, if it's say significant, say if it's say there was a Tegra X3 and Nintendo says, hey, let's put a Tegra X3 in here, and we have these imaginary number A62, A70, A79 cores or whatever in here, and they operate at higher frequencies or whatever at the same voltage. The goal is to have better battery life for the same or less voltage that the original Switch was. So now you have basically a super version of what the original console was, similar to other consoles back, going back to the other mobile versions of Nintendo hardware, 3DS, 2DS, even later revisions of the SNES and the N64. Greater cooling, no RAM limitations with regards to memory bottlenecking, with regards to DMA rights, some DMA rights and stuff like that. They changed the motherboard around and changed some internals where they could still run the older games and then run newer games more efficiently. So those type of things happen in every hardware cycle for every console manufacturer for the most part. It's just a product of how things happen over time. I mean, look at the original the PS1, the last version of the 5th generation PlayStation console, and the PS2, the last iteration, the flip top PS2, the last iteration of the 6th generation console. And you see some of these advances that happen, like an entire PlayStation 2 now has a motherboard this big, and it sits in a very smaller plastic light type enclosure. That type of stuff happens. The Switch motherboard is already really small anyway. They'll just make it probably even smaller. It'll consume less heat, use less of a battery, and that's just a better product all the way around. You can take it with you everywhere, that type of deal. They may even make it thinner. Who knows? I know they were working on a prototype of that for the Wii U gamepad at one point as well. That never came to light, but there's always something that Nintendo has up their sleeve. So I would always say smaller is better, and going forward, that's what most iterations on hardware do. It's never a thing where we're going to be able to run this game now because of this. The only thing stopping Nintendo Switch right now from running most games is storage. So they use cloud or whatever to skirt around those things because the extra ROM modules that are inside of the cartridges right now are insanely expensive to produce. And Nintendo gets them for a great price. Third parties, not so much. So when they say they need a really big game like NBA 2K, either there's going to be a separate download or they'll figure out some other type of way to do it because they're not going to pay the extreme price per cartridge and they're not guaranteed 1 million sales or more to get the money back. So that's the limitation that I see going forward for Switch, and that might be a way how they get around it. I do know that they've already planned to increase both RAM and internal flash storage for the Nintendo Switch going forward. That was already there for the developer models that Foxconn leaked along with the original specs for the Nintendo Switch. So the leaks from, I don't know, almost 2 years ago now still show what Nintendo has under the table to manufacture. So I would look towards that. It may have a different chipset in it as well, but they've already designed the entire chassis to where you can upgrade the internal flash storage to provide different USB outs for different types of SD cards and Bluetooth support to remove the Bluetooth and wireless modules. So all of those things can be upgraded over time.
Okay. Edgar has another question here and says, players, do you think Splatoon and other games can use cloud in the near future?
Whew. In the US, that's a really good question because we have the worst, most sporadic infrastructure as far as as far as games go, because it's not going to work too well here. Japan, maybe, because they can literally host a game from a train there, but that's nothing that we could do here. So if anybody does a cloud-based game, it would be somebody like Epic with Fortnite and have it entirely be hosted in the cloud. It would be something that it would be a Google or a Microsoft type project. I think Minecraft could possibly go cloud. I definitely think they definitely have the infrastructure to make it happen. If anybody knows how to do Next Neighbor and do better end-to-end solutions for streaming than Netflix can, it's Microsoft. And for those who do not know, Netflix is also an Amazon partner, and so is Microsoft. So, which is funny because they're also competitors. Yeah, so that will probably be the closest you would get in the United States. Japan, anything's possible. We already see Assassin's Creed and stuff going over there. So, and I still cannot connect reliably to RE7 Cloud using my Japanese account. I've been able to play close to 3 minutes without timing out, but usually
I think pretty much the only people that can really get that done reliably is like Fios, like Verizon Fios users. I mean, you need, or some type of business fiber optic type of deal. You need something, because most people's connections dip. All like people's connect, like even if you got good, like, oh, I got whatever, how many, like even if you got a good package, it's like a highway, the bandwidth. Like there's going to be more traffic, and that's going to cause, no matter what, it's going to cost something.
Yes.
So unless you've got the biggest highway in the world that doesn't have a lot of people on it or as much, which is like, and I'm using terms that's easy for everybody to understand with internet, unless you've got Fios, which would be like a 15 or 40 lane highway, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're
not going to be able to get all that data that you need to have a clean running version of Resident Evil 7 in HD or whatever. It's just not going to work properly. So Splatoon maybe, but probably not. And I think that it's better that way, like just to have the games run on. I mean, Splatoon's not a game that I don't think you need to have it on cloud for any real reason, So yeah, I don't see them doing that anytime. Let's see here. I think we have some more questions.
He mentioned having the Splatoon 2 saves on the cloud. I mean, but for what purpose?
Is that what he meant?
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess because they took it out. But that's choice though. There's nothing you could do about that. Like we've already complained about the voice chat from Splatoon 1 because of the choices of the developer. And that's differing inside of Nintendo. Like he does things different from other Nintendo games. You just have to go. You have to talk to him, I guess.
Yeah, so,
I forget the guy's name. He's a younger producer, but
my bad on that. I thought you were talking about like Splatoon 2 running from the cloud. I think you meant cloud saves. So I mean, maybe they added. I mean, I wish they added or whatever the case is. Maybe they do. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. Let's see. I don't know what you're talking about, Prince Goro. I'm not sure if that's a like. What are you talking about on that one? Let's see here. Jonas Erickson says places they will not allow Splatoon 2 to get cloud saves. They need to rewrite the file save system from scratch. I would bet that Splatoon 3 would get cloud saves.
Nah, that's literally what we just talked about. That was a choice. That was a design decision by the director of Splatoon 2. There's no other way to say that.
They say
every other
cheating. But
yeah,
but you know,
and that was his reason. You know.
Whereas like Fortnite and other games have a similar type of thing with Splatoon 2, and they
just run the whole game remotely. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. It's like they're trying to just say, well, we don't want to figure it out. I think pretty much maybe we don't want to. This is easier for us. So which is, I mean, if that's what they want to do, that I mean, I don't think anybody really agrees with it, but that's what they're doing. So it's unfortunate on that one. It's your choice to play Splatoon or not. If that's the issue, then you know there's other games to play.
There's other online games that Nintendo publishes that support it. So, you know, go figure.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate that they made that decision on that one. So yeah. Let's see here. I'm trying to go through. I think we're going to be good on questions for right here. I'm not sure if there's anything else. So we're going to go ahead.
Do I want to scroll up?
No, but I think we're good. We're going to go ahead and try to keep it at 2 hours and right around 2 hours and 30 minutes with this one. So ShadowFox, I am going to find your page again. And I want to make sure that I link you properly. Let me find you on Twitter here. And your channel is linked on your Twitter, right?
Yes, it is. It is linked on.
So you guys all go check out ShadowFox's channel. Make sure you do so. He doesn't do a ton of stuff, but when he does do something, it's really good. You know, it's really good. It's always good to go sit down. I grab something to eat, you know, and then wait for the who didn't step in the game. You know what I'm saying? And wait to the bell. Like it's always good. That's what I do. I mean, he doesn't make videos often, but when he does. Really good, really good, really good stuff. So I'm gonna link his channel. That is in the link right there. Remember, guys, we do have. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. We have giveaways for Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and we also have another giveaway for Torn of the Golden Country. Both of those, or Torn of the Golden Country, we're giving that away tomorrow morning. So make sure you get your entries into that Torn of the Golden Country giveaway. I will link that again as well. That is open to everybody worldwide. You do not have to be a U.S. or in the U.S. or anything to play. All you need is a U.S. account. That is courtesy of Nintendo. They gave me those codes for you guys, which is interesting because there's a lot of other YouTubers that have way more subscribers than me and didn't get those codes. So Nintendo, taking notice of your boys' work with Torna. Okay, taking notice with Torna, because this is not something that's widespread. I didn't see a lot of YouTubers giving away Torna codes. Just a few different ones. So Nintendo's definitely they kind of dug in and did their research on who to give the codes to. People who are covering it that way. So I appreciate Nintendo for that one. And that was just purely for you guys. I mean, they already knew that I bought the game like 5 million times anyway. They already knew I bought a physical version. They already knew I have the expansion pass, but they still gave me those codes, you know, to say, hey, here are for your, they're like, oh, we know that you have the game, you've been playing it, but here are for your users, you know, as a thank you, you know, for your, you know, you covering the game. Because if you look at the reviews, like nobody reviewed it's a standalone. Nobody reviewed it.
Yeah, I gotta buy it. I haven't bought the physical copy yet. I said I got my expansion pass, but I need to buy that. I need that physical.
Yeah.
I collect all the Xenoblade stuff.
Yeah. The box is good. The box is really good. It's just gonna stay sealed for me, but you know, it is what it is. You know, and the funny thing is that like my Xenoblade Chronicles 2, my special edition, that also still sealed. Like the steel case, I already have a physical edition of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But that's just stays there. I got Nintendo gave me a review copy or a stream copy for the game of the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and link that giveaway, guys, from Gleam. Make sure you guys check it out. Even if you already have the game, you can win it. You can give it to somebody else. You know, you can win it, give it to somebody else. You can sell. I don't care what you do with it. But yeah, make sure you guys check that out as well. So thank you guys to everyone who's watching. Thank you, ShadowFox. I think people really like when you come on, man. We always get a good positive reaction when you come on. Everyone was saying thank you and have you after the initial. He looks like D Wade. He looks like this.
oh
looks like
boy,
this. He looks like
some
that.
of those lookalikes. They didn't.
Oh man,
yeah, let's not mention those.
Anybody who's black and wears sunglasses was mentioned at some point. Anybody who was bald, black, or wears sunglasses was mentioned at some point. So he didn't even have to look like you. Like D-Wade don't even really look like you, but it's close enough, right?
Close enough. Close enough. I think it's the beard today, but I have to shave that again.
You gonna grow out that? Or no, you have your job, so they won't let you guys grow out beards like that, will they?
We'll see in the future. We'll see what happens. But there's some opportunities there, so we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I used to work for a technical recruiting firm, so they were like, no beards, you can't.
Suit and tie, kind of look like a young guy type. Yeah.
And then they changed the policy, and then my manager was still like, no, yeah. I'm like, come on. Like, I think that's the main reason why I can't be working for these companies, because I can't grow up. Look how much sexier I look with the beard. It's just so much better with the beard. And this has been something that everybody's told me. First of all, I'm just joking with the whole someone saying, but this has been something that everyone's told me. Some of the tenders, this was my mom, my sister, everyone's told me, you look a lot better with the beard. You look a lot better with it. As you get older, I think. As you get older, it's always, if you can grow one. When you're a young gun, you don't need one. You know what I'm saying?
If you're patchy,
if you're patchy, shave it. Shave it if you're patchy. Yeah, patchy's not good. Like when people do that, no, that's not good. Shave it. But if you can grow a real good one, then grow one. You can grow one there. So yeah, everyone's saying thanks ShadowFox for coming out. So interesting discussion. So yeah, guys, this will be up on the channel. Make sure you guys check out some of the videos on the channel too. We had a lot of videos that are going up. I know a lot of you guys aren't even getting notifications for my videos anymore, because YouTube has just said, screw you at this point. I think they heard my membership with Twitch that I'm doing. I think they just said, screw you. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on with my algorithm and everything, and my subscribers actually getting my videos. But check out my videos, guys, if you can. It really helps out the channel. Also, shout outs to, is it Sias Granther and Luke Valteam, also with the Twitch follows. Also, Alex May B Plays Games, and Kitty Michaels as well with the Twitch follows. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. I really do. And yeah, this wraps it up for the podcast here. A nice little jump there in subscribers, ShadowFox. So we got your few subscribers awesome. There. Nice little jump. Thank you so much for coming out to the stream, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you to my guest, ShadowFox. We'll definitely have you on. I'm not just going to have you on whenever I need something controversial to talk about. I honestly I'll definitely have you on more. I'll make sure to let you know ahead of time. I mean, if we can do this at least, once a month, instead of it being like once every 6 months. I'd like to have you on a little bit more often. But obviously, I want to have you on when there's something good, something that needs explaining. Like, we really need to get this out to more people, so we can have people that, because like I said, people weren't listening to you. And like I said, I didn't run, I know you were talking about stuff like in the Spawncast, but I don't run the Spawncast, So,
No. I know you. There was nothing you could do at that point. And so I was watching them actively ignore me.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure after that, because I saw you there, and I wanted to make sure that I have you on. But the thing about it though is that really the Spawncast is really focused on just the topics at hand. Not really. It's not about necessarily talking to the audience as much. People don't get their comments right unless they do a donation or something, because there's thousands of people in there, so it's really hard to keep track for Evan and those guys. So that's the difference. Whereas here we have,
and it's not fair for the people that do put a donation in. So I understand
exactly. Whereas here, I stream every day, so it's much easier to interact, and there's way less people, so it's much easier to interact with everybody and make sure that everybody can kind of say and get a couple questions in and all that. So all right. So yeah, they say Luke Cage is a tech expert. I think that's a compliment.
Yes.
If you're getting compared to Luke Cage, that's a good thing.
Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones is upstairs right now, though. So.
Because first of all, Luke Cage could probably get any girl he wants in Hollywood. Pretty much. So he's a good.
And there's a whole bulletproof action that's a benefit too. That's great.
Oh yeah.
Good to know I won't get shot.
Yeah. So that's definitely a compliment. That's definitely a compliment. So thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it, and we will see you guys for the next one. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning we'll be back with some. What are we gonna do? Like I said, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll figure it out tomorrow morning, but we'll have a live stream for the Viking Nation and for all the international Essence users out there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. I've been rambling on for quite some time now. So we'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.
One step in the game.